going to the Super Bowl, beating the Giants on the way, and then, of course, taking Dallas in a thriller, and then finally, ultimately winning the Super Bowl over Cincinnati. As you can see, the 49ers will be moving right to left. They have won the toss. They will receive. Deep is Dana McLemore. He's a rookie 10th round draft pick out of Hawaii. And back there with him, Amos Lawrence, who contributed to a 33-31 victory here a year ago for the 49ers when he ran back a kickoff 92 yards in the second half. Mike Lansford will get the game underway. High, booming kick, and this will be Dana McLemore from the end zone. He'll bring it out. There's a big hole over the right side for McLemore, and McLemore gets out to about the 29-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10 for the San Francisco 49ers. Joey Montana comes out this year, 62, almost 63%, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, but he really has been struggling, trying to do it all on his own. One interesting statistic you can keep track of, 4 times in his 4-year career, Montana has been forced to throw the football 40 times or more, and in each occasion he lost, as he did last week against New Orleans. First down and 10, the brilliant Dwight Clark, number 87, one wide receiver with equally brilliant Freddie Solomon, 88. You saw him in motion right there. This is Jeff Moore over the right side, and he is stacked up over on the right side. Jim Collins filling in at the middle linebacking spot for an injured Carl Eckern. Defensively, there's the 4-3, one of the last of the 4-3s in the NFL today, and the fine linebackers, and of course the great Jim Youngblood out on the left side. 2 former cornerbacks who have been to the Pro Bowl on several occasions, Pat Thomas and Rod Perry. Howard touched on it. These teams have good personnel. Nevertheless, they are 1-3, and there's a feeling of desperateness tonight on the part of both clubs. They do not want to leave this game 1-4. Montana does this well. Out of the pocket, finds Solomon. He is short of the first down, up very close to it, to about the 38-yard line, where it'll be third down and 2. Pat Thomas defensively there for the Rams. And I must say, Howard, he spoke very candidly, not only with Fran, Bill Walsh I'm speaking of, but also with us today.
He certainly did. He's a remarkable man, a remarkable coach. He said from the start of training, he has tried to implant the notion in his team of how hard it is to be a champion 2 years in a row. And now he's struggling with that because his team, as he said to Fran, has not been playing up to last year.
Third and 2, and Montana will put it up in the air, going for the tight end, Eason Ramson, and he was picked up well covered. The Rams not fooled at all by a little bit of a play action.
Giff, it shows you one of their problems. They have no confidence in their running game. There with third and less than 2 yards, they went to the pass and a long pass at that.
And now you see Jim Miller, in a dangerous return man, perhaps the most dangerous in the game right now, Leroy Irvin. He went 63 yards last week for the Rams, and it was his 4th return in his young career of a punt for a touchdown, and they'll kick it away from him. And in doing so, Jim Miller, in avoiding Leroy Irvin, is going to give the Rams real fine field position just about the 38-yard line, and Vince Ferragamo, as we touched on earlier, comes out at quarterback, and they always have a quarterback controversy out here in Los Angeles. However, Burt Jones played last week with a very sore arm. He has a pinched nerve, has no feeling in his left hand at times, so he only threw the ball 12 times last week. Nevertheless, they were able to win their football game. But we'll see Vince Ferragamo. He, of course, was in Montreal a year ago, and what could be described as an artistic as well as a financial fiasco for him. Left the Rams after a great season of 80 and after leading the Rams to the Super Bowl in 79. And here comes Wendell Tyler off his 138-yard effort of a week ago. He gets to the line of scrimmage and he is hammered. Let's meet the defense of the 49ers. Opportunistic as they were a year ago, they're having their problems this year. There's a change at the nose tackle. Pete Kugler is in there, a second-year man from Penn State. Linebackers, Jack Reynolds, who performed for so many years, 11 years with the Rams, and of course was an inspiration to their defense a year ago. Still on the strong side of the 49ers 3-4 defense. The secondary, you've heard so much about it. They're youngsters, but they are very talented, headed, of course, by Ronnie Lott, the second-year man out of USC. It's second down and 10. Ferragamo, play action. And Strong's arm it out to Preston Denard, and that one was almost picked off. He almost put it in the hands of Keena Turner, but it's incomplete. It'll be third down and 10.
Well, here's Denard running a simple out pattern. The problem was the linebacker Keena Turner in front of Denard. Denard here slips a little bit. Allows Eric Wright to get in position. Incomplete.
And
Interesting that time, Giff. San Francisco went to a safety blitz. Carlton Williamson blitzed from the offside. That's pretty aggressive football early in the game.
On second and long, not bad either. Four-man front, they bring in Fred Dean, their best pass rusher, top of your screen, number 74. Flag is down. Ferragamo gets the completion to Wendell Tyler, but again, a flag is down at the line of scrimmage. That's Dwight Hicks taking the ball away from Tyler.
If I have a kind of feeling as I had before the Tampa Bay-Miami game Monday night. Let's listen. Nope. All right, we'll hear him the second time around, if we do. But anyway, I just have a feeling about the Rams tonight. I want to put it right on the table.
Illegal motion, number 75, offense, still third down.
Irv Pankey, left side, illegal motion. Rams lose a first down. They have a third down and 15. The ball now back at their own 33-yard line. And George Farmer comes in. Tyler will remain the single setback. So we have Farmer, Denard, and Willie Miller. Those are the wide receivers for the Rams in the sure pass situation. Four-man rush. Rams hold well and down the sidelines. And it's George Farmer sprinting down the sidelines. Yardage for the first down into 49er territory near the 40-yard line. Ronnie Lott was running stride for stride, and George Farmer, a ninth-round pick of a year ago and on the injured reserve, gives a big play to the Rams.
Well, you'll see from the ground level, great protection for Ferragamo, but he throws a perfect strike. George Farmer is a little bit ahead of Lott. He beats a pretty good man there. Ball thrown perfectly.
Pretty good. He beat one of the best.
The first down marked just inside the 40-yard line. Now we get Mike Gooman back in the game, number 44. Cullen Bryant, for 4 years as starting fullback, was released a few days, well, about 10 days ago. And Gooman has the job. This is Tyler. Very quick. Has a little bit of a problem hanging on to the football at all times. He had 138 yards rushing a week ago, but he left the football behind on 3 different occasions. He's dropped it 7 times for the season. But nevertheless, he is an explosive back, and as Bill Walsh pointed out to us today, he's the kind of back that will beat you by breaking 3 or 4 tackles and going the distance.
I wish the American football-minded public could meet Bill Walsh. He conducted a clinic today for the 3 of us. Just a remarkable man, remarkable coach.
Second down and 7. Flooding backs to the left. Ferragamo fires a strike. Great shot. Ferragamo under pressure gets the ball to Denard, and now they're saying that he did not hold on to it. But Ferragamo, who has not played that much, he played a little bit in the opening game against Detroit, or rather the second game.
Well, the impressive thing about Ferragamo, he's throwing the ball well. We knew he could throw, but he's picking the receiver that's got one-on-one coverage. When you do that, you're going to get people open, and you have pass completions. That time it was a little low. Could have been caught.
As a matter of fact, coming into tonight's play, Ferragamo had only thrown the ball 17 times, made good of 11 of those. 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Again, Burt Jones, pinch nerve, left arm, probably could play if he had to. Third down, 7. Inside handoff, Wendell Tyler, and he is piled up.
Well, I don't understand that call.
Looking for a pass rush for the trap block, hoping to spring Tyler. And they have kept themselves out of field goal range, and out comes the punter, John Misko.
Well, Giff had a good point, Howard. I mean, sometimes on 3rd and 7, you can trap up the middle, because if you've got a good pass rushing defense, which San Francisco is, you can pop it up there, but they've been doing awfully well throwing and not too well passing.
I don't understand that call.
I don't either.
You had a quick look at one of Fran's old teammates, Freddie Solomon, dangerous return man. He, too, has returned 4 punts in his career for touchdowns. But Misko will kick away, and a flag is down. Misko looking to put the ball somewhere around the 10-yard line, which he did, but nevertheless, a flag is down.
Good kick, though.
A referee tonight, Dick Jorgensen. You can see it works against the Rams, and since Misko put it out the 10-yard line, I would presume that the 49ers will want to bring it back and let him try it all over again. Misko has a 44-yard average for Los Angeles. Big youngster out of Oregon State, 6'5", 207.
Ineligible downfield on the punt, number 30. Offense, still 4th down.
Barry Redden, the rookie out of Richmond, a little eager for the Rams. Misko caught one at the 10. He still is well within range of putting it out in the same area.
Misko in punt formation.
Angling again.
Might be better.
He might catch the corner. He does not. Into the end zone, touchback, and the 49ers possession will be at the 20-yard line. And John Misko, who earlier had tryouts with Buffalo and the Jets before getting a job here at the Rams, is really exercised. And out comes Joe Montana, the 49ers' second possession. No score. We'll be right back. Paul Hofer retired with a knee injury. Ricky Patton was cut. Linville Elliott retired. And they do indeed need a running back. They have only rushed for 280 yards in 4 games, 70-yard average a game. Second down, 12. Montana fires, and it's incomplete. Freddie Solomon, the receiver. Rod Perry there defensively.
One of the beautiful things about Coach Walsh is that he will talk candidly about the very things Frank just stated. His desperate need for a first-class running back, how he tried to trade upward for it, couldn't succeed, and thus that led to the deal for Russ Francis, the old all-world tight end, number 81. He had no other choice at that point in time and wanted Russ to add to his complement of personnel.
Third down, 12. Leroy Irvin not only runs punts, he comes in as the 5th back for the Rams on suspected pass. Montana given a green light anytime to change the plays, and he just did it. Solomon with the first down out to the 37-yard line. Nolan Cromwell collects Solomon at the 37.
That is some kind of fine throw by Montana. He had to wait till Solomon uncovered from the linebackers underneath him. Could have risked interception if he'd been impatient, but he wasn't impatient. Kept his cool, threw the ball in there nice and soft, didn't drill it. Only way to throw it.
And as we look at Freddie Solomon, that's what Joe Montana will do for you. I called him brilliantly competitive at the top of the telecast. He is.
Russ Francis holds on. He collides with Johnny Johnson, but the big man, who also was out of football last year by his own choosing, and before that, 6 great years at New England, gets the first down at the 49-yard line. And Howard touched on Francis earlier. The 49ers paid dearly for him. They gave up a first, a pair of 2s, and a 4th-round draft pick. They got New England's 2nd-round pick, and they promptly drafted a tackle. They needed offensive tackle, Bubba Paris, to play the left side, but Bubba Paris is out for the season with a knee injury, compounding the 49ers' problems. First down, 10. Montana, lots of time. Earl Cooper. And good defensive play. George Andrews and Jim Collins closing in on Earl Cooper. He might have got a yard.
You know who's playing good tonight, fellas? That's Jim Collins.
They like him a lot.
Yeah,
Syracuse.
Syracuse, second-year man. He hadn't played a whole lot in the middle, but he's made 2 good plays, one on the screen, one on a run. He's key to their defense.
2nd-round pick a year ago, and he missed most of the season last year on the injured reserve with a knee injury. There he is. And a stomach injury. Rams bring in the 5th defensive back. Collins gets a breather on the sidelines. A 2nd down and 9. Montana keeps it back in, suspecting the blitz, doesn't get it, and fires a shot out to Mike Wilson. 2nd-year man out of Washington State, his first reception of this young season, even though we're in December, and he gets the first down around the 34-yard line.
The whole secret to throwing completions is getting and picking the guy that's one-on-one with a defensive man. He's done this with Wilson, who's on Rod Perry, another great defensive back. Puts it where the defensive back can't get it, and his man can. He comes up with the completion.
Dallas was right once again. He was an original Dallas draft pick. 34-yard line, 1st and 10, the 49ers. The first sustained drive here in the first quarter. Jeff Moore, right side, slips through one Ram tackler and gets a couple of yards.
Looks like
3rd and long.
Frank, it looks like we put a wrap on Jeff Moore, and yet you and I were together when Coach Walsh said Jeff Moore has helped us. You pointed out to Bill quite candidly, he couldn't get a job. And yet here, he has gotten a job, and Bill feels he's contributed.
Well, he was with Seattle 2 years, as I mentioned, their 12th round pick in '79. He had 39 receptions, 104 yards in 2 years. And then last year they released him, and as we mentioned, didn't have a job. And he is the leading rusher now for the 49ers. He gets away nicely from one Ram and turns upfield, gets inside the 30-yard line, short of the first down, to about the 28-yard line does Jeff Moore. Jim Collins again defensively for Los Angeles.
Obviously, Bill Walsh knows he's got to run the ball better than he has in the previous games in order to have a chance. He's trying to do that desperately. In the last 2 runs, he's got a little bit of room, but now he's got 3rd and 3.
And he brings in Russ Francis. Out goes Charlie Young. They alternate, or have been alternating. Francis, I think by all measures, would be the better receiving tight end, even though Charlie Young had a great season a year ago. Number 81, top of your screen, Russ Francis stays in and blocks. Complete to Dwight Clark, and Dwight Clark, the leading receiver in the NFL, catches his 28th pass of the season, and he gets the first down at the 20-yard line.
Anytime there's a key pass to be thrown, he will throw it to Dwight Clark.
But here he needed 3 or 4 yards for a first down, so rather than throwing the ball 10, he throws it 5. That's good. That's good offensive football. You throw to the position you need to get the first down. No big risk, easy throw, easy catch.
Clark now splits out to the right, Solomon to the left. Francis remains the tight end. Bottom of your screen, number 81. And this is Bill Ring. And Ring, the second-year youngster out of Brigham Young, gets about 3 yards. It'll be second down and 7, down to about the 16-yard line. Bill Walsh playing different folks tonight. Bill Ring, that was only his 2nd rushing attempt in the previous 4 games.
If he's back to the double tight end with Charlie Young and Russ Francis, I'm sure he'd like to get a little more blocking power in there so he can have a better chance at the run.
Top of your screen is Dwight Clark, and he attracts Pat Thomas defensively. The Rams left cornerback. Big fake by Montana, tries to go to Francis. Nolan Cromwell was there, overthrown, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
I think they wanted to run then. The Rams showed a blitz. Montana went to an audible and just missed Francis.
Montana still gets his plays called in by Bill Walsh, and Bill Walsh on the phone with Sam Weitz, the quarterback coach, up in the press box. But Montana has a lot of leeway in changing those plays if he wants to, whereas the Rams call their own plays. Dwight Clark is in motion. Clark coming across the middle was Solomon, and one of the great safeties ever to play this game, Nolan Cromwell, makes the deflection. It'll be 4th down, and in all probability, we'll see Ray Wersching.
Well, this play had a chance. You see Montana, good protection again. He's thrown across the middle to Solomon, but great play by Cromwell. The ball was really on the money. Could have been a little more out in front, but Cromwell makes a play.
All right, you'll see Ray Wersching, one of the great intermediate field goal kickers in the game, but weak at his long kickoffs, giving the other team an opportunity to get back to the 30. The play, the gift.
34-yard attempt. And the 49ers crack the scoreboard first here in the first quarter. And what a fine drive it was, engineered by Joe Montana. We'll be back in a moment. 4:34 remaining in the first quarter. They lead 3-0, 34-yard field goal. Wersching. There is the rookie out of Richmond. Great running back at Richmond a year ago. Not bad speed either. That's Barry Redden. 3rd leading rusher in the country behind Marcus Allen and Herschel Walker a year ago. He can motor. And this will be Ivory Sully on the short kick by Wersching. And Sully navigates himself out to the 29-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 Rams.
Good run back.
And Ferragamo drops back out into the huddle. And those are a couple of the best days Ferragamo ever had, as a matter of fact.
Well, those are back in 1980, Giff, and the Rams won both of those games, I think. And Ferragamo didn't do badly. About a 10-yard per attempt, or per attempt average. That's pretty good.
He let it fly. Up until those 2 games, the Rams have won 9 in a row. But they lost 2 last year. Ferragamo 1st and 10. Now that is a rifle. that Ferragamo fired out to Denard for a first down up close to midfield. They're marking at the 48, but friend, what can I tell you?
That's a hard pass to throw. Very few people can do it.
That guy can't throw, friend.
But Preston Denard made some kind of catch now, fellas. I mean, Ferragamo threw it on a line. He threw it actually about 40 or 50 yards. But watch the catch. This is something. Is that any good?
There's few folks and no animals at all that can do that.
Ooh.
He had that thing right on a string. Hard to defense. Time remaining. First quarter, 49ers on top, 3-0. Mike Gooman, third-year man out of Penn State, bulls his way into 49er territory for a gain of about 4. Willie Harper made the stop for the 49ers. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Well, Gooman, never destined to be a superstar, is playing with a great physical handicap. He's got a sprained groin, but he's playing. They could use, like the Niners, another running back to go with Wendell Tyler.
Yeah, but Gooman's a good all-around back, Howard. He's a good blocker. He doesn't make any mistakes. He's a good receiver coming out of the backfield. Good feel for the game. I like Gooman.
2nd down and 6. 48-yard line. That's Gooman in motion. Tyler out in the flat. Dangerous in open field. Tyler covering up the football, gets inside the 35 for another Ram first down. Doug Smith out there on that one-man screen from the center.
And remember, Gib, Doug Smith has been a guard in the past. He knows how to pull out and lead a play. It's similar to a sweep. It's a quick screen out to the left. You watch Smith down the bottom of your screen. There's the ball to Tyler. Watch the block, and that's the key block. Doug Smith knocks the man to the ground. Tyler gets an extra 10 yards. The Rams are sharp.
Doug Smith, you mentioned, was a guard. He was waiting around for Rich Saul to retire, and he finally got the #1 center's job. He'll probably be around about 10 years. Mike Barber's the tight end, number 86, bottom of your screen. Ferragamo, man is open. It's Willie Miller. First down, and Ferragamo has the hot Duke tonight.
We said in the tease to the show, look from the throw to Willie Miller, and look for a lot more of that tonight.
It just shows you one thing. If you've got a receiver man-on-man with anybody, he's going to beat the defensive back. Ronnie Lott, all-pro, great defensive back. You're right, Howard. Willie Miller, not known as a great receiver this league, but I think he's a very good one. He's got Ronnie Lott beat by 5 or 6 yards. You cannot cover the out ball man-on-man. You've got to have linebacker help underneath, which they didn't have. Ferragamo is hot.
And he's getting no pressure at all. The 49ers, 7 sacks in 4 games coming into this. That's compared to 36 for a year ago. They have not played their defense. Tyler, and Tyler down close to the 11-yard line for a gain of 4 yards.
Decent enough first down yardage at that area of the field.
It was, and we must remember the Rams have an excellent offensive line. They're big, they're for the most part young, but yet experienced.
Bert Jones, right there.
I talked to John Hadel about Bert Jones before the game, and he thinks Bert Jones is a great quarterback. He said he's as smart as any quarterback he's ever been around. We knew he had physical ability, and now we know he's a super intelligent quarterback.
2nd down, short 6. Tyler, Gooman out in front. And good defensive play sliding through there. Willie Harper, and Gooman probably made a bad judgment. He should have taken Harper first. He was the inside man. Dropped just about at the line of scrimmage, where it'll be 3rd down, and put Ferragamo back in the passing situation. I might point out, too, the Rams tight end Mike Barber is playing tonight, but he has a very sore shoulder. Slight separation, and as I look down now, there is a flag.
There's the flag.
And it's going to be marked off against the Rams. Here's Dick Jorgensen.
Holding, number 56, offense, still 2nd down.
Well, we were giving him raves, and Doug Smith picks a bad time to be holding. All right, we're going to take a look from the end zone as good blitzing situation for the 49ers. 2nd and long. A sack would put a lot of pressure on a young field goal kicker named Mike Lansford. Not a bad time to look for a blitz, even a safety blitz. 3 wide receivers are in: Willie Miller, Drew Hill, and Preston Denard. Niners in their 4-man front. That means they bring in one of the best pass rushers in the game, Dean. And inside handoff to Tyler. Rams duplicating what they did earlier in the game. That was questioned by our man in the middle.
Well, Howard, that time, you could be right by saying it's questionable to run the ball.
I don't understand
well,
the
they
call.
didn't even try a quick trap up the middle. They did an off-tackle play. There's no hope there. Now they're really in trouble. They got to throw on 3rd and 12, and everybody in the world knows they got to throw.
Unless Vince can come through now, they have to go for the field goal. So they're playing defensively.
But Vince is calling his own plays. Isn't that what we were told? He's calling his own plays. That was his call.
3rd down, 13, quick count. And looking for Farmer. No, he did not come down with the feet in bounds. Not complete. And he was there. Ferragamo a little slow getting it there and leading Farmer out of bounds.
It's the same play that Farmer beat his man on earlier in the game for completion. This one he had him beaten again. He had Keena Turner beaten this time, but he was out. Good call by the official. Not a bad throw by Vince. Could have been inside a little more. He had a touchdown.
Interesting. Keena Turner, linebacker, one of the fine pass defenders in the league. They let him take a wide receiver like Farmer. Here's Mike Lansford, free agent from Washington, 4 of 7 on the season. His long, however, 32 yards. Kicks barefoot. Nolan Cromwell places it down. And we've got a tied football game. Mike Lansford with 1:10 remaining in the first quarter, hits from 36 yards out. We're tied at 3, and we'll be right back. Crucial game for both the Los Angeles Rams, San Francisco 49ers. We're tied at 3. Mike Lansford to kick off. Dana McElmore deep, a rookie from Hawaii, along with Amos Lawrence. This will be McLemore. And out to the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for the San Francisco 49ers. For the 49ers, they opened the season with a loss to the Raiders at home. They lost to Denver. They beat St. Louis, looked awfully good in doing so, 31-20. Then in a driving rainstorm last week, they lost to New Orleans, 23-20. The Rams lost to Green Bay. They had a 23-0 lead in that one. They lost 35-23. They lost to Detroit. And they lost to Atlanta. Last Sunday, they beat Kansas City 20-14. Both teams 1-3. Jeff Moore.
Watch out.
And Jeff Moore bounces off big Mike Fanning, and the ball goes out to his hands, and coming up with it, Johnny Johnson. Jeff Moore collided with Mike Fanning, bounced off him, spinning out of control, gives up the football to Johnny Johnson.
You'll see just as he gets the ball, he tried to step inside. That's Cody Jones, I think, Gift, that knocked the ball out. Johnny Johnson recovers. Big pile up. Looks like rugby, and he comes out of the pile. Here he goes. Montana makes a pretty good tackle.
Good line. Looks like rugby.
Big turnover. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Rams. They have the football, 27-yard line of the 49ers. We'll be right back. Anaheim Stadium, it seats a little over 69,000. There were some 6,000 tickets remaining a couple of days ago. Our ABC affiliate, KABC here in Los Angeles, picked those up, so the blackout has been lifted in the Los Angeles area. And hazarding a guess, I would say there are an awful lot of no-shows. On 1st down and 10, Ferragamo. And Willie Miller was there, and Ferragamo underthrew it just a little bit, and Ronnie Lott shaking his head because he felt he should have come up with the interception.
It was one of those passes when you kind of want to loft over the defensive linebacker or defensive back's head, and he didn't. He threw it on the line.
Big college football coming your way here on ABC this Saturday, and, well, what a classic it is. It'll be Arkansas facing Texas. Of course, Bluebonnet Bowl bound Arkansas. Texas going to the Sun Bowl, and they really get it on down there. Last year, of course, you might recall, Arkansas upset #1 ranked Texas, killing their hopes for a national championship. Arkansas against Texas live at 3:30 Eastern right here on ABC this Saturday. 2nd down and 10. Ferragamo Denard was open.
Yep.
Breaking away from Dwight Hicks, and Ferragamo just strong-armed it beyond his reach.
Sure was wide open, and that was a bad throw. The first really bad throw by Vince.
Well, it was really the second one. He's going to be wide open here. Vince would like to have this one back. He just ran by the defensive back. Hicks didn't get over in time. The ball was out in front of him about 3 or 4 yards.
And that might be the most difficult thing Ferragamo has to cope with, considering he has played so little, thrown the ball under pressure. And that is the deep pattern, the breaking pattern, where you have to have that superb timing. He just missed. It should have been 6. 3rd and 10. Everyone in the pattern. Tyler in the end zone. And Tyler makes an incredible catch.
Unbelievable.
Back there with Tyler.
Unbelievable.
A pair of 49ers. Hicks was back there.
It was a good throw by Ferragamo.
Yeah, but you talk about catching in traffic. Good Lord.
Ferragamo threw a ball that a lot of guys wouldn't attempt to throw. He's got a great arm. He puts it the only place it could possibly be. There are a lot of defensive backs back there. Tyler makes a circus catch.
Ferrari was back there. Dwight Hicks was back. And Tyler makes a great catch. And he will make some great plays. He will beat you in a lot of ways. The only problem the youngsters had is he just tries so hard, he often leaves the football. Lansford for the conversion. Drilling it through. The rookie free agent from Washington, and the Rams have the lead. They lead 10-3. You got it, Wendell, in all kinds of ways. We'll be back in a moment. Rams leading 10-3. 27-yard touchdown pass. Ferragamo to Tyler. Lansford booms it deep. McLemore out of the end zone. A rookie from Hawaii. And up over the 20-yard line to the 21-yard line, and we're going to look at another angle of that touchdown pass.
Pretty good protection. Ferragamo throws it down the middle of the field. Always a dangerous throw, but he made a good throw. They got McLemore, rookie linebacker, on Tyler out of the backfield. You see he's lost a step to him. Hicks comes over too late. What a catch. Unbelievable catch.
Look at that. 3 red shirts around him. Oh.
He's an acrobat, Wendell Tyler. 138 yards rushing a week ago, helping defeat Kansas City for the Rams. 1st down and 10. Montana, play action. Flag is down. Earl Cooper has the football. Banged out of bounds by Jim Youngblood, but again a flag down.
Yep, that's going to be holding. Looks like. Do it right at Bonhorse.
I thought Bill was so candid with you, Frank Walsh, as he was with us this morning. They're just not making the plays. Monday night, the Jets against the Lions. The Lions, a much better team than their 2-2 record shows, because they had the Giants and they gave it away. Turnovers. The reason, the Jets, sometimes they look awesome. They outbalance their mistakes against Green Bay. Tremendous personnel.
But the Lions are tough in the Silverdome, especially on Monday night.
Mr. Steady on the right side. Keith Barnhorst detected holding. His 1st down and 20. 15 seconds remaining in the 1st quarter. Montana rolling right. Looking downfield, and Jeff Moore does not hold on. A pass that would have been short of the 1st down, but it would have given the 49ers an opportunity for a 3rd down and 4, rather a 2nd and 4.
This is really frustrating for a quarterback. Montana, one of the best quarterbacks in football, of course. He makes a great play here. He buys some time, waits for his receiver to get open. He throws a strike to Jeff Moore. Poor old Moore just doesn't watch the ball in. You got to look at it in order to catch it. Jeff didn't.
That's why he was out of work last year.
Little folks watching, you saw a classic example. Watch that football right into your hands. No matter how good you are, even the professionals will drop it. Solomon and Clark both split to the left. And this is Russ Francis, the big tight end, crosses behind the other tight end, Charlie Young, and gets the reception short of the 1st down at the 26-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 5, and Lucius Smith shaken up. The Los Angeles Rams.
You look at Joey Montana, he's really having at this point of the season carry this San Francisco team pretty much on his back.
I must say, Russ is working into Walsh's system very well.
You can work into anybody's system. He's
what an athlete.
3rd down, well, we'll call it 6. They mark it at the 26-yard line. We'll watch from the end zone. Montana Drills more. This time Moore holds on, spots that first down marker, and picks up the first down at the 32-yard line. Rod Perry drives him out of bounds, and that is the end of the first quarter. A lot of football action here in the first period. And the Rams have a 10-3 lead. We'll be back in Anaheim, California, right after this message. Anaheim, California. It is the 49ers and the Rams battling for their football lives. 8 teams, again, from each conference will advance to the playoffs. And right now, both the Rams and the 49ers are 1-3. And Washington, of course, 4-0. Dallas, Green Bay, and New Orleans are 3-1. Atlanta, Detroit, Minnesota, and St. Louis are 2-2. All the rest are 1-3. That, of course, includes the Rams and 49ers. First down 10 from the 33-yard line. This is Russ Francis. Fires deep. That is, and it's taken there. Russ Francis just unloaded that cannon, and coming down with it, Dwight Clark, he got behind the defender. The defender took a quick look at him, and Clark came back for it.
I said Russ was working into the system, and I first entitled him All World. Now we call Kellen Winslow that, but if Russ can play this way.
What a throw. Rod Perry really had Dwight Clark covered, but Dwight Clark, a superior athlete, had a height advantage on Perry, got in between him and the ball, made a wonderful catch.
What a marvelous play. I couldn't believe Russ threw that ball.
49ers roaring right back.
First pass of his career, Fran.
Mark at the 22-yard line. And Montana was going to go to Clark, pulled it down, ducked under the rushing Ram, holds on to the football, but it'll be a loss to the 27-yard line of 5 yards.
Okay, Joe got sacked. But on the beginning of this drive, you must remember, this is the man who endured a drop pass by Jeff Moore. Here's a replay.
Now watch this. He fakes to the fullback. He hands it off to Russ Francis. I thought it was going to be an end-around run, but he pulls up. I couldn't believe it. Watch him throw it. He threw it as well as Ferragamo threw the ball a while ago. I mean, it's on a line. Dwight Clark makes the great play.
What a great play.
It even spiraled.
Yes, it did.
2nd and 15. Montana looking for Clark in the end zone and beyond his reach.
Frank, the point I was going to make about Joe Montana was, at the start of this drive, he endured a drop pass by Jeff Moore, a holding penalty, and he still produced the first down, throwing in the ultimate to the same Jeff Moore for the first down. Now, that's a quarterback.
And he did it on his own 10-yard line, which is even more difficult.
I don't think there's any question in anyone's mind about Joe Montana anymore. He doesn't have the graceful ball in the air, but he moves around so well back there, not like you used to, Fran. He's not really a running quarterback. He moves around, times it out. He can see what's happening all the time he's moving. 3rd down 15 from the end zone. Batted away. It was batted away by Greg Meisner. And it will be 4th down, and this might be what Bill Walsh was saying. He does worry about his great kicker having the length, and I'm thinking of Ray Wershing.
Now, Jeff, I'll tell you an interesting thing. If Joe Montana had been Pat Hayden, they're about the same height, they'd have said he's too small. Have you ever heard anybody say Joe Montana's too small, Hal? No. He got the ball blocked over. It's been Hayden had been too small.
I thought you were too small.
I was.
45-yard attempt. Wershing has hit once this year from 45 yards out. His career best, 50 yards. It's on its way, plenty of distance through the uprights. And the 49ers pick up 3 points, going back to that turnover a little earlier. And the score now, 10-6, Rams over the 49ers. We'll be back. 49ers had the ball, 8:38 more than the Rams, but the Rams have the edge in yardage, 121-92.
Most misleading statistic in pro football. Time of possession. It's not what you do. It's what you do when you have the football, not how long you have it.
Quick look at Barry Redden, a rookie from Richmond. And here he is from the 5-yard line. And Barry Redden spotted a little opening and closed rather quickly at the 25-yard line.
He's had a knee problem ever since he started training this year with the Rams. But this kid is going to be a
surgery, as
big
a matter
player.
of fact, Howard, in training camp. He has those great numbers out of Richmond.
Well, as we look at this game so far, guys, both teams have passed the ball at will. Neither team has run the ball very well yet. The 49ers have had no pass rush yet. The Rams started to get a little pass rush during the last series, which forced the 49ers into a field goal.
But the 49ers are not going to run it well. The Rams can, because they've got a youngster named Wendell Tyler. 1st and 10. Tyler. And Tyler just pecking along there. He finds those tiny little gaps, and he has amazing strength. This youngster at 5'10", 198 pounds. He gets about 5 yards out of that.
His problem, as Frank noted earlier, is the fumble. 7 fumbles in 4 games. But the talent, just great.
Can't really teach that and coach that either, and I think the coaching staff for the Rams are handling it the right way. You can't just keep hacking on him. He doesn't want to fumble the football. He just sometimes tries a little too hard. 2nd down and 5. Mike Gooman. Hole open, then close rather quickly. As Gooman maybe ekes out a yard. Lawrence Pillars getting help from Bob Horn defensively there for the 49ers.
There is a time to use a counterplay, and there is a time not to use it. I am not in favor, generally speaking, of counterplays on 2nd down with 5 to go.
Hey, Vince, did you hear that? Howard's not in favor of those counterplays with 2nd down. I hope he heard that so he won't do it anymore.
I've always wondered what a counterplay was. I've heard
well, I bet
term used so many times.
Well, Howard, I bet he doesn't use a counterplay here. I bet he throws right here.
If he doesn't, we'll have a scoop.
A lot of wide receivers in there. Ferragamo, Denard, and that was timed out beautifully. A little look to the inside by Denard. Throws Dwight Hicks and Eric Wright, and Ferragamo released it right on the break.
This is the best throw of the night. This is a major league throw all the way. Again, great protection. He throws the ball really before the guy made his break. To do that, you got to loft the ball a little bit. He did it. He took a little something off of it. Boy, that was some play.
Eric Wright, the 21, tried to get back into it, but Ferragamo led Denard perfectly to the sidelines. The 1st down is at the 49-yard line of the 49ers. Ferragamo with the hot hand and no pressure. Going deep. Willie Miller was there just off his fingertips.
Another good throw.
That was perfectly catchable.
I don't know whether the lights got in his eyes or not, but Willie really had a chance to catch that ball.
This is basically a baseball park, and you might be right, Fran. You look right back into the home plate lights.
And there he is, gets Ronnie Lott again. It's the 3rd time we've seen Ronnie beaten tonight. And I think he did lose it in the lights.
Ferragamo, 6 of 12, 128 yards, 1 touchdown. And the key is the 49ers are not putting any pressure on Ferragamo. He's not agile like Burt Jones. He will not run around a lot. You have to pressure him. You give him the time. He has proven he can pick you apart. Gooman knocks one down again.
I don't believe this.
Well, Vince is having some of the problem that Montana had a little while ago. He's had 2 drops. Now, Montana came back from his and still got his team a 1st down. Ferragamo, if he's to keep this drive alive, has got to do it on 3rd down and 10.
See, 6 out of 13. Utterly deceptive. Should be 8 out of 13.
And he's caught himself a 3rd and long situation. The defensive line changing for the 49ers. They bring in Fred Dean. They put him on the right side. They put Pillars over on the left side. And they bring in the extra back, Lynn Thomas. 3rd down 10. 49-yard line. We'll watch from the end zone. Again, great protection. Willie Miller.
Oh, what a...
No,
I don't think
out
he
of
had
bounds.
possession and control when he went out of bounds. He's right. Good call.
Well, it was a good call by the official, but Ferragamo just threw another super ball. Watch this. Willie Miller's coming down the field. He's going to fake in. He's going to come back out. He's not open by much, but Ferragamo puts it the only place he could. An unbelievable throw.
He can't catch it for him.
Nope.
He may try.
Solomon drops now on 4th down. Misko, the rookie from Oregon State, to do the punting for Los Angeles. 2 drop balls, both of them should have been 1st downs. Misko looking for the corner, and he's caught himself a beauty. It'll be inside the 10.
About the 7 1/4. Is Misko fired up? All right.
They mark it at the 8-yard line. troubles for the San Francisco 49ers. All right, Misco, so you made the club. We'll be back in Anaheim with 11:30 remaining here in the first half right after this. Back in Anaheim, fine kick by John Misco. Puts the 49ers in a hole. They're down 10-6 here early in the second quarter. Montana looks it over from his 7-yard line. And dumps it off to Bill Ring, and Bill Ring struggles out for what appears to be a first down.
Did you see what Montana did then? He was trying to get to Dwight Clark down the middle. The free safety was hanging there, would have intercepted the ball. He pulled it down, dumped it off to Ring, and comes either close to, well, he got a first down.
He has remarkable vision. That's the key to him. As for Ferragamo, at this point, there's Ronaldo Nehemiah, Olympian, remarkable athlete. Next year will be one of the greatest stars in this league. Out tonight because of an injury, but a football player.
First and 10, Ring over the right side. He is whacked at the line of scrimmage. First man there, Greg Meisner. It'll be second down. And we might point out that Nehemiah sprained his ankle working out Monday. Was really the only workout that the 49ers had. Storms have battered all of Southern California and up along the San Francisco area too. There's been light outages, phone outages. And both of these teams, having played this past Sunday, had very little time to get ready for tonight. The 49ers less probably than the Rams, because there was a deluge up in San Francisco. They had to work inside the tennis area. Second and 9. Montana finds Dwight Clark. Dwight Clark puts the head down. Bulls with a first down to the 35-yard line.
And Jeff, let's talk about Dwight Clark. They talk about the great receivers in the league. There are many of them. There's none any better than Dwight Clark. He's got speed. He can get deep. He catches the short ball. He's got wonderful hands. Good feel for the game. Remarkable player.
And he works so well with Montana. They kind of sense. At least Montana says he can sense when Clark is going to come open. He has a gait, a stride that can be easily misjudged because he has much more speed than defensive backs think that he has. First down and 10. Going for Mike Wilson. And Mike Wilson, second-year man out of Washington State, makes a big catch down to the 33-yard line. Graham is shaken up.
Yeah, if you can appreciate that catch as we look at the injured player. Because here's the receiver going downfield. There's a free safety in there that's going to knock his head off as he goes in. Watch the collision here. Wilson kept his concentration on the ball. He got hit by Nolan Cromwell. And here he goes again. And Nolan Cromwell is looking him right in the eyes. Reverse angle. Watch Cromwell hit him right here. He held onto the ball.
That's the hope that he just had the wind knocked out of him. He took it. A real shot on his right shoulder, did Nolan Cromwell.
It's remarkable to watch the way Montana moves the team. It really is. Look at the injury. Frank.
All right, we're going to take time out. We'll get a further report. As we can see, the Cromwell is up on his feet. He should be all right. We'll be back. Well, they didn't come here to run away, the 49ers. Montana's put the ball up in the air 18 times, good for 11. He still has 9 minutes to go in the half. You can extrapolate that out to about 50 shots a game. First and 10. Montana underthrows Solomon. That was a bad toss by Montana. He knows it.
Solomon was incomplete.
7 rushing plays, Frank, and that's the Niners' basic problem so far this year. We delineated at the beginning, and that's it.
It'll come back to haunt you sometime during the night. They would like to run. They just don't have the facility to run, and they're having to depend solely on the pass, and eventually that will burn you. But it's nothing they can do about it.
38-yard line, second down and 10. Mike Wilson is the man in motion. Throws it underneath to Jeff Moore, and Jeff Moore will take it into the end zone. Crossing underneath the big tight end, Jeff Moore, wide open, and here's the man that puts all that together. It looks like little, almost midget league football at times, but it really is effective.
Well, you know, Bill Walsh knows that you can score on a touchdown pass from 30, 35 yards out. You don't have to throw it 35 yards. He threw this about 5 yards. Very safe pass, good protection, doesn't have to have a lot. Jeff Moore catches it, crosses the field, gets a seam, and he's off to the races.
And we have a new leader as the moon comes up over the stadium here at Anaheim. Worshing for the conversion. Montana gets it down. 13-10. The 49ers take the lead of the Los Angeles Rams. Jeff Moore out of the backfield, running a little circle underneath his tight end, perhaps picking off a defensive back. Moore's in for the touchdown. 49ers and the Rams. For over 30 years, they've been getting it on. Some classic games. And we're heading for a high-scoring one tonight. Worshing. Big kick for Worshing. It takes Breton, the rookie from Richmond, into the end zone. And Redden gets out over the 25 to the 27-yard line. This youngster playing with a very sore groin tonight. They have great plans for him. All right, the Rams have the football back. And for the 49ers, I'm sure that defensively they have been chewing the fat on the sidelines. How can we get a little bit of pressure on Ferragamo? If they don't, Ferragamo is just going to stand back there and kick at him all night long.
Yeah, but they got to catch him.
27-yard line, 1st and 10, the Rams. Ferragamo screens out to Gilman, or tries to, and that ball is batted away.
Keena Turner came in and made the big play for him. They had the screen set up. You're talking about the pass rush, Giff. If they don't get a pass rush tonight, they're going to make that great young secondary old men very rapidly.
Oh, and I'd like to spread that out over 30 years. And some of the great quarterbacks ever to play have died in this soap opera out here.
7 different quarterbacks.
Gabriel,
Opening day.
Jaworski. They were not involved in those, I don't think. But John Hadel for one, and now the offensive coordinator.
James Harris, another.
That was another.
2nd and 10.
Willie Namath. Bert Jones.
This time, Ferragamo firing low to Willie Miller, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 10. I guess the pattern was set way back in, what, 1948, 49, when Van Brocklin came in, and Waterfield was the boss at the time, and the controversy at quarterback in Los Angeles started then.
Did you mention Gabriel? 72 was his last year, and Vince Ferragamo was not one of them. Joe Willie Namath opened against Atlanta, a losing effort.
That's some pretty good quarterbacks in that group, isn't it?
Not shabby.
Not shabby at all. John Hadel's the offensive coach here now.
3rd down and 10. 4 wide receivers. Mike Barber again, the tight end, has a very sore shoulder. Ferragamo holds it to the last second and gets it off complete.
Watch out.
And it goes to Farmer. Farmer battles his way for a 1st down out to the 44-yard line. Ferragamo waited. There was pressure that time, and he waited until Farmer uncovered and slipped it to him.
Well, you'll watch this from the ground level. Safety blitz by Carlton Williamson. Watch the play by Farmer here. He started out, came back in, breaks a couple of tackles. He had to do that to get a 1st down. And he does get a 1st down. Big play by Farmer. He's made 2 of them tonight.
He hasn't performed that much for the Rams. 9th round draft pick in '80, George Farmer. Spent the season on injured reserve with a hamstring. Made a couple of big ones tonight. Rams at their own 44-yard line, 1st and 10. Ferragamo being hassled this time and actually gets a couple of yards.
I'll tell you, Keena Turner can play. We all found that out a year ago. There, he's blocked a pass earlier tonight. He forced Ferragamo out of the pocket. That's the pressure they have to have in order to stop the Rams.
Isn't that interesting? All 1st downs by pass.
That's the name of the game today.
But the Rams, a couple of weeks ago against Atlanta, gave up over 200 yards rushing, so they have been rushed on this year. It's not like they have a rush defense that stops everybody.
And last week, in defeating Kansas City, Bert Jones only threw the ball 12 times, and they rushed for 280 yards.
Yep.
2nd and 8. Ferragamo looking deep, and Preston Denard got the football, but he was out of bounds. And a spectacular catch. Eric Wright was raining all over him.
I think Eric Wright had the ball first. I think Denard got it away from him. And the official ruled he was out of bounds. Let's watch it. Let's watch it. Here he goes. It's a sideline pattern. There's Eric Wright. Watch Eric Wright come inside and try to make the play. And I think he gets his hands on the ball. Eric Wright's got it there. It bounces into Denard's hand. And
I thought he had the football.
he had it, but was he out of bounds is the question. Here's the other angle. Watch Eric Wright. He knocks it into Preston Denard's hand. He's got it.
I'm sorry. I thought he had the football.
Well, was he controlling it was the question.
That's the question. Only that official down there really knows for sure.
3rd down and 8. Ferragamo sprints to the outside and just throws it away. That is not Ferragamo's quarterback play.
He was pretty nimble. That was a pretty good move by Ferragamo. He had nothing going. He had a lot of pressure. And that's how you stop the passing game, by getting some pressure. In the last year, the 49ers had as good a pass rushing team as there was in football. It carried them to the Super Bowl. This year, they haven't been that.
There's Slim Misco.
Pressure then stopped any concerted drive by the Rams. So they get the ball back, and that was a key in this whole first half.
Solomon deep for the 49ers. Big, long John Misco, 6'5", to do the punting. Not a good punt, but it takes a very good Ram bounce. This is Solomon. And Solomon jukes his way to the 25-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the San Francisco 49ers. 6:45 remaining in the first half. 13-10, the 49ers over the Rams.
All right, here's another angle. Denard and Eric Wright. You see Eric Wright has his hands on the ball. He knocks it into Denard's hands. Now, does he have possession or not?
Sorry, I think he does.
Sometimes when we slow this tape down, you can't see the movement of the ball, and that was the judgment of the official, that he did not have control of it. That's history also. 1st and 10.
There he goes.
Montana going for Solomon. And a flag is down as Pat Thomas and Freddie Solomon were.
And I think that was a proper call. It's going to be defensive pass interference. We see the replay. We'll see Pat Thomas, I think, hit him with his right arm. Let's see. They're neck and neck here. But Solomon's gaining on Thomas. He goes by him, and Thomas takes the right hand and pushes him out.
That is the rule. The 49ers know it well. Ronnie Lott had a couple called on him a year ago. You can't impede the progress of the receiver to the ball.
Number 27, defense, 1st down.
The 49ers get a big play. The interference called at the 33-yard line of the Los Angeles Rams.
It's always a tough call to make. It's always a judgment call. That time, I think it was proper.
First and 10. Mike Wilson split to the right. 2 tight ends, and Jeff Moore, big gaping hole right up the middle.
And there's a flag.
Moore is close to the 25-yard line for a gain of 5, and a flag is down at the line of scrimmage.
It's the best hole the 49ers have had all night.
Rams offside. So instead of 2nd and 5, it's going to be 1st and 5.
Yep. They'll take this penalty, save them a down, and still get 5 yards.
Bill Walsh, professional career, took him from Cincinnati to started actually in Oakland, then in Cincinnati, and then San Diego, a couple of years at Stanford, and took until he was 45 years old before he was given the head coaching job in 1979 of the 49ers. His first season there, 2-14. 3 years later, he wins the Super Bowl, 26-21 over Cincinnati.
The thing about Walsh is he's not just a great coach, he's an educator, special man.
1st down and 5. Montana.
Oh, yes.
Fires it into Clark, and he does not hold on. That is a rare happening.
Yes, it is.
Dwight Clark.
You know, as you talk about Walsh, you wonder, why did he have to wait so long to become a head coach? A man with so much talent.
Oh, so much politics involved in that, and Turnison stuff in the league. You can't get into that.
Unbelievable.
Man thought he'd be the head coach at Cincinnati. It didn't eventuate. Everybody around the league knew this was such a qualified man.
Second down and 5. 6:28 remaining in the half. Big hole as Bill Ring just explodes for the first down close to the 17-yard line. Johnny Johnson made the stop there.
I love Bill Ring. You know, he doesn't have a lot of talent maybe, but every time you see him play, he gains yards, he makes blocks, he makes catches. Watch him here. Pretty good hole there, and he just tears through it.
Good block by Randy.
There's old Johnny
Cross.
Johnson making a hit on him. There's Cromwell making a hit, and he's still going. It's the best hole they've had all night.
Bill put up the picture of Randy Cross and Fred Quillen, the center. They just took their men, opened about a 3-yard hole for Bill Ring. He gets the first down. They've marked it at the 18-yard line.
Uh-oh, busted play.
Busted play, and Montana is in a little bit of trouble.
Yep, they wanted to run that ball then.
He'll lose a couple back to the 20-yard line.
They really had good rhythm going, Giff, in their offense, and that type of a busted play hurts a lot.
You know, you think of, talk about an educator. I don't know about that, Howard, but he can sure develop the quarterbacks. You think of Steve Dills and led the NCAA back in '78. Guy Benjamin is the backup now to Joe Montana. He led the NCAA.
Well, how about
well, he really turned Montana around, I think, too.
He developed Greg Cook at Cincinnati, Kenny Anderson, Cincinnati, Dan Fouts at San Diego, and then Montana. Not bad.
I will tell you that Dan Fouts the most commanding leader at quarterback that he's ever seen.
That was quite a compliment he paid Fouts today. Second down and 10. Flag is down. Montana dinks it off to Ring. Ring stays on his feet to the 7-yard line, but a flag is down. Line of scrimmage.
Who does number 30 Bill Ring remind you of a little bit, Howard?
Bill Brown.
A bow-legged man that played in Minnesota by the name of Bill Boom Boom Brown. Same kind of player.
Same number.
Yep.
Not as good.
Brownie was a great fullback.
That's right. But a similarity in style and build, yeah.
And illegal procedure, and will negate the first down that would have been at the 5-yard line.
I'll tell you the quality of this 49er team, though. They've had penalties against them tonight that have hurt them, and they come back every time after the penalty.
That's true.
The busted play they had, they came back and got a first down, got a penalty, and Montana will go to work again.
What's hurt the Rams?
Illegal formation, number 86, offense. Number 86 is an eligible receiver, but was covered by a wide receiver. Still second down.
Drop passes have killed the Rams.
Well, what he was really saying was the wide receiver, who should have been a yard off the line of scrimmage, was up at the line of scrimmage. That made Charles Young ineligible. He was in the pattern.
Safety blitz.
Second and 15.
Oh, yeah.
Leads it. Jeff Moore. Moore will get his second touchdown of the night, and Joe Montana read the blitz and had the patience and the cool to wait until Moore uncovered.
Quarterbacks beat safety blitzes. He had no blocker on that safety man coming in. He knew it was a safety blitz. He threw the ball quickly to his open man. Watch this. They couldn't pick up everybody. There's too many men. There's a safety man open. He didn't go back and mess around. He throws the ball off to his back. Touchdown, Jeff Moore.
Yeah, but watch Moore. The man who was out of work last year. Now he's playing the way Waltz talked about his ability to us today.
Credit, right. Moore made a great play, but the guy that really made it was Joe Montana.
That's true.
24-yard touchdown as Wersching puts it through. And the 49ers are on a roll now. They expand their lead 20-10.
How many times do you watch quarterbacks get sacked with safety blitzes? You say, well, they didn't pick it up. Montana, some job he did.
5:23 remaining in the first half. Didn't say a whole lot about defense tonight, but if you like your offense, you're seeing a bunch of it. Arkansas and Texas. They get it on every year, and they really do. Great rivalry. I'm sure you've seen it, 3:30 Eastern time right here on ABC. And then Monday night, we'll have the Jets. And they are on quite a roll. They go against the Detroit Lions. The Jets, 3-1 on the season. Detroit, 2-2.
There's the kid. He's having a big night now and reproving himself when others had given up on him. Deserves a lot of credit.
I mentioned earlier, he was the last draft pick in Seattle back in '79.
And give Bill Walsh and his staff a lot of credit. Take a guy that's a cast-off from other teams. He's done this with a number of players, same as Al Davis did at Oakland and now at L.A., and he makes something out of it.
Wershing. And Wershing bangs it once again into the end zone, and Barry Redden stays there. Fine kick, Ray Wershing.
It's 2 straight excellent kickoffs by Wershing into the end zone. Just what Bill was talking about today. He hasn't been doing that this year.
Well, the difference is now they start on the 20. Before they were starting 30, 35, 40-yard line. Boy, a quarterback would much rather start from the 35 than from the 20. They're hard yards to get down there.
1st and 10, the Rams come back out, and this game is beginning to turn to the 49ers, and where it started to turn was when the 49ers started putting pressure on Ferragamo. They're doing it with a variety of blitzes.
Watch out.
Ferragamo tries to get it in to Mike Barber, and it was Carlton Williamson who holds his head, knowing that he should have picked it off.
Hey, this is crossing pattern. He didn't see the defensive man coming underneath. Carlton Williamson chasing. He saw him, but he didn't see the other one. And that was Willie Harper, I think, coming under, but Williamson almost makes the interception himself. The ball was a little bit underthrown.
Could have put an end to this game in a hurry.
Put a dent in it.
2nd down and 10. Bernard is split left. Willie Miller up at the top of your screen. Wendell Tyler bounces off Jim Stuckey to the outside, but picks up no yardage. Maybe even loses a half a yard.
And Willie Harper in there again.
3rd down and 10 for Ferragamo. And the Ram offensive machine has slowed considerably.
You see the difference in 1st down. The 49ers are averaging two yards more on 1st down than the Rams. That's significant. 9 yards to 1.7 on 2nd down. Even more so.
Right.
Bernard is left. Drew Hill is in as an extra wide receiver for the Rams, number 87. Ferragamo with all the time in the world, and a flag goes down. It was Lynn Thomas, the 5th man in the 49ers nickel, covering Miller. Miller came down with the football. It could have been an infraction, however, against Lynn Thomas.
I would think it'd have to be on the defense, Frank, if anybody.
Certainly critical time in the game for the Rams. 4:26 left.
Number 28, defense, decline. 1st down.
Now, Howard, see how pretty Ferragamo throws that sideline pass? He got 15 yards, but you know what? That little 5-yard pass that Montana throws goes just as far.
If the guy picks up and runs with the ball, and there's the downfield blocking and the kind of moves that Jeff Moore made for the touchdown.
The 1st down, 36-yard line of the Rams. Ferragamo quickly fires out to Willie Miller, who jukes around with Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott holds him in his grasp. Whistle blows, and there's a 5-yard pickup.
Good play by Vince. They had a safety blitz zone. He threw it to his quick man outside. Didn't give the safety a chance to get to him. Good positive play.
4 minutes left in the half. Obviously, the Rams desperate for a score.
Yes, they are.
20-10, they trail the 49ers. Clock ticks on. Inside 4 minutes now. Here in the 1st half. 2nd down and 5. Gooman in motion. Ferragamo dumps it off to Tyler on the screen, gets a man in front of it, and gets the 1st down at midfield. Doug Smith once again up in front of that screen. Fran already pointed out, Doug Smith is not your average center. He's played a lot of guard over the last 4 years.
This is a good screen. Well set up. Kent Hill goes out. Doug Smith goes out. Tyler gets ahead of his blocking a little bit here, but Smith gives him help on Ronnie Lott. Horn makes the tackle.
Haven't seen a team use the screen more frequently nor better in years than the Green Bay Packers, Frank.
Packers are doing a lot of things right. Bart Starr has got them going.
3 minutes remaining in the 1st half. The Rams have 3 timeouts. They have a 1st and 10 at midfield. Ferragamo rifles one out to Farmer, and Farmer Picks up a 5-yard squirming gain. Carlton Wilson defensively there for the 49ers. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Carlton Williams was trying to get underneath that throw. Ronnie Lott was behind him, and he almost did get underneath it. But a good throw by Ferragamo.
2.5 minutes left.
Now watch from the end zone once again. Out to the right. Those George Farmer.
And not a bad time for a run here. I'll tell you, the 2nd and 5. If you're going to run, this is the time to run.
Barber's in motion, and here comes Gooman. Gooman is whacked hard by Fred Dean, who not only is a great pass rusher, he got so much acclaim last year, and he is indeed that, but he is a fine defensive lineman.
But Dean is the one who suffers by the absence of Board.
Because Board can play all the time, and they feel that Dean's better when he has some rest.
20 plays, well, 70% of the game.
Well, Willie Harper makes a play here. He turns the thing in to allow Dean to make his play. Give that credit to Willie Harper.
So there is a gain of about 3. 2-minute warning is being announced to both benches, and when we come back, the Rams will have a 3rd down and 2. The ball at the 42 of the 49ers. Oh, we can almost see some of the garbage left up there.
Was that a great shot?
Alan Shepard has just used a 6-iron.
Hey, they appreciate that here in Southern California and all of California, because the weather has been atrocious out here. So much flood damage, high tides.
I have never seen a prettier moon.
3rd down and 2. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 20-10, the 49ers over the Rams, and what both teams consider a must game. Ball inside the 42-yard line of the 49ers. There is the first time we've seen that formation tonight. We presume someone will go in motion.
It's a short yard.
Well, somebody should have gone in motion.
This is a funny play, boys.
Put that one back in the box.
I don't understand that.
Well, they put their big guys in there for the short yardage situation, and then they throw a screen pass.
I don't understand it. And on top of it, what they had to have at least was a field goal before the half ended. Frustration here will carry over, or might, till the next half. You got 2 yards to go, and you're throwing laterally, even backwardly.
Well, without being too critical, I have never seen that play in short yardage in my life.
Nick Malababy has maybe lost control a little bit. He wanted timeout.
Unbelievable play.
All right, 4th down, Misko to punt. Solomon will be guessing with him as he positions himself about the 12-yard line of the 49ers.
I've never seen a screen pass on 3rd and 1.
It's ridiculous.
Misko has caught another good shot. And it'll be just about the 9-yard line, I believe. They mark it right at the 10-yard line. John Misko, he's happy about it, but the Rams blew an excellent opportunity to get in and add points before the half expires. Critical play. I don't think you use something that you have only worked on in practice.
You know,
give it a chance to work in a game before you come to something like that.
Well, they got their big guys in there for 3rd and 1. You got to go punch the ball over, get your first down, then go throw it.
You had 2 minutes left to play. It was an absurd call.
It was a bad play. No question about it.
1st and 10. Time remaining in the first half as Jeff Moore covers up the football with both arms. Rams will be going for it. He gets a yard and a half.
And the Rams should be calling timeout. They are. Because the 49ers obviously want to just run the clock out for the end of the first half. And they're going to try to run, and they can't run, and the Rams ought to get good field position on the punt thing, stop the run.
They have 2 more timeouts. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Montana will drift over and have a word with Bill Walsh. And we'll be back with more action after this message from the National Football League. "12-yard line, 1:35 remaining in the first half. The 49ers over the Rams 20-10. 2 timeouts for the Rams if they want to use them in case the 49ers are unable to negotiate a first down.
And Giff, the 49ers may try a short pass just to get the first down. They've got to get a first down to keep the ball from the Rams.
Bill Ring stays on his feet, struggles out to the 15 where it'll be 3rd down and 5. And the Rams once again stop the clock.
Now the decision on Bill Walsh at 3rd and what, 5 it is, Giff, you think?
3rd and 5.
Do I run the ball and probably not make the first down, be forced to kick and give the Rams another shot, or do I take a shot at a short pass?
You throw the short pass.
I think
throw
you're
it
right.
safely.
I think you're right. He's thinking about it, though. The wheels are turning.
He's talking to Sam White, I do believe,
Yes, he is.
former quarterback, who is now the offensive coordinator for the 49ers.
Sammy White's a smart kid. You remember him, Frank? Mississippi, short-lived career.
If you say so. I remember him quarterbacking. Colorful Los Angeles, where they have so many freeways. I'll tell you, if they ever start to rebuild the roads out here, they're going to need about a $1.05 gas tax.
Right,
we were on
that.
5 freeways coming 5 miles tonight.
And the freeways are busy at all hours
How long
of the
did it
day and
take
night.
you to get here?
I don't know. I thought I was in 5 different parking lots. About an hour.
All right, here we go.
We were told the hotel was 10 minutes from here.
We got 2 tight ends, Giff.
That's Russ Francis and Charles Young.
Pretty good balance on first downs, Giff. They've run it 7 times, thrown it 9.
Yeah, but look at the rest. 23 pass plays, 11 rushes.
1 timeout remains for the Rams.
All right.
1:24 in the first half. From the 15, 3rd and 5. Bill Ring, he's short of the first down.
He sure is. That's a major mistake there.
You've got to be, as we've told you a million times on Monday Night Football, in first down position on 3rd down for a pass reception.
Rams will get the football back, but they will not have any more timeouts. Jim Miller is in to do the punting. Leroy Irvin, that's what the Rams, I think, really wanted, to give Irvin a chance to do his thing. Irvin. 10 returns, 16 6-yard average. Last week, 63-yard touchdown against Atlanta. His 4th punt return for a touchdown. 3 last year, 55, 84, 75. So you understand why Malavasi wants to give Irvin another shot at it.
The interesting thing about his kick run for the TD last week was it didn't look like he even planned to run it back. The ball landed short, bounced right into his hands, and boom, he was gone.
Well, he said he didn't want to catch it. It just bounced into his hands.
Talking about Leroy Irvin, who's leading the league in punt returns now. Do you know who's having a great year at Atlanta? Billy White Shoes Johnson.
Oh, he can still run
He
the
can
football.
run punts back.
Jim Miller will punt. He's averaging about 40 yards. He puts it up high, not a lot of distance. The Rams could get something out of this. With 1:14 remaining, they have no timeouts.
Oh, bad
Side
kick.
of his foot, a bad kick. I mean, that was a really bad kick.
It's going to be about the 39 or 40-yard line.
They're going to mark it somewhere around
Worse than that.
the inside the 35.
They're in field goal position. It's ridiculous.
With 1:08 remaining in the half, off the side of Jim Miller's foot.
I don't understand this.
Not
We watch
that
it
much
again,
pressure. He
Fran.
got a kind of a low snap. He got a little bit of a low snap, but he still should get off. No pressure at all, really.
I see.
And I think he should put his shoe on. I think he should put his shoe on.
from Notre Dame, Penn State, kicked the ball 50 yards, 55 yards, straight as an arrow. It's unbelievable.
But how's he expect to kick it barefooted, Howard, really?
I've seen them do that.
All right, no timeouts. Here we go, Rams.
First down and 10
Plenty of
inside the
time.
35-yard line. Tyler perhaps should have stepped back inside. He'd have picked up a pair of blockers, but a good defensive play by Keena Turner, the linebacker, who is really a superb athlete. Hurry up offense now by the
That's what saved the play,
Rams.
because I have no objection to that call there. The screen right there.
Again, no timeouts. Ferragamo. Oh, and a great play by Willie Miller, but he doesn't hold on. He steps inside. Ronnie Lott had the ball in his hands, and he drops another one.
And Carlton Williamson saved the day for the 49ers. He came from his safety position and covered up and helped the cornerback. Great play by Carlton Williamson. Here's Willie Miller. He's being bumped by Ronnie Lott, played snugly up the field. He's going to cut back to the inside. Ferragamo puts the ball in there, but Carlton Williamson's going to come out of nowhere, and as Willie Miller has it in his arms, Williamson hits him.
Well, he had dropped it before. That was one he just no way he should lose that one.
No way, you're right. That's
Willie
his
Miller
third
is
drop.
still shaken up. He was hit hard, as you saw.
Oh, yeah, he was. Well, Giff, I've got great respect for receivers like yourself And anything they catch down there, I'm amazed at, because that's a lot of traffic. He could have caught the ball, but Carlton Williamson gives him some kind of a hit right here.
But he had the ball dislodged before Carlton hit him. It was right into him.
40 seconds remain as they continue to work with Willie Miller.
That's too bad. One doesn't like to see him hurt. But in plain fact, it was his third drop of the night.
Yes, it was. It was that.
Ferragamo will use these moments to come over and talk to Ray Malavasi. Of course, information being dispensed by John Hadel, the offensive coordinator. Will remind you that we continue our little journey here towards the end of the season. We'll be in Detroit for the Jets and the Lions on Monday night. Get a chance to look at Freeman McNeil, who has really come into his own for the Jets.
Oh, I tell you, that man is the spitting image of Smokin' Joe Frazier, built like Joe when Joe was 25, and he hits like Joe. He's great coming out of the backfield. He's just a superstar.
He ought to be ready for Larry Holmes sometime soon, huh?
He could do better than the last guy. So
they're down and 11.
All right.
Farmer has replaced Willie Miller, number 84. He's made a couple of big plays already tonight.
Oh, no.
And trying to get the ball to Drew Hill, and a defensive back was there, and Ferragamo very wisely put it into the turf. That could have been picked off.
So they didn't gain a single yard to bring them into better field goal position, which is at the very least what they really wanted, to be just touchdown behind at halftime.
Here's Mike Lansford. He is 4 of 7 on the year. He's a rookie out of Washington. He is missed from 34, 39, and 51, so they must respect his distance. They let him try from 51. His long of the season, 32 yards. This effort will be about 52 yards.
Yep. A slight, ever so slight breeze against him.
Another barefoot kicker.
Well,
short and to the right. With 30 seconds remaining in the half, and the line of scrimmage for the 49ers with 3 timeouts will be the 35-yard line.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see the 49ers throw and try to get down the field with 3 timeouts. Good position, 35-yard line.
49ers leading 20-10. Both the Rams and the 49ers 1 and 3. As we told you earlier in the National Conference, where 8 teams will qualify for the playoffs. Washington 4-0. Dallas, Green Bay, New Orleans are 3-1. Atlanta, Detroit, Minnesota, and St. Louis are 2-2. All the other folks are 1 and 3. First and 10, and indeed the 49ers looking for more. Montana sacked at the 30-yard line. Down he goes, Jack Youngblood.
Jack Youngblood.
I got to tell you,
plays like that for 12 years.
Yes, he has.
Frank, that was a big failure to even get a field goal. Beginning at the 32, not gaining a yard in 3 downs. Questionable play calling, too. Just a frustrating failure.
Big Ben on the left side, Fred, top of your screen, looking for the pass interference.
And they got old Dwight. They got Dwight Clark down here by himself, but they're going to let the thing run out, and I don't blame them. It's time to go in for the half.
I think they're just going to let the seconds tick away. The Rams can't stop it, so the 49ers are content to go in at halftime with a 10-point lead. They lead 20-10. Big game for both ball clubs, and the 49ers are on top. We'll be ready for our halftime features after this message, and then a word week. The Rams only threw the ball 12 times, and now they've already thrown 28 times here at halftime. And here's another passer, Burt Reynolds' favorite play of the first half, Russ Francis. There's a fake to the fullback ring. Here's Francis. He's looking deep downfield for Dwight Clark.
You know, he carried out the fake too, Giff. He really made it look like a run, and then he launched it. I mean, launched.
What a perfect spiral. Joe Cap in his whole career never threw a spiral like that, Fred.
I'm not mistaken. He was an NCAA javelin champion, wasn't he, at one time?
He sure was.
Could have been.
Scuba diver, dives out of airplanes. Did that one time in the Superstars and almost fell on Dandy's head.
Hang glider.
He came down with the smoke coming off his heels. And he got onto the infield. Dandy was going to interview him. He just kept smoking, and they both disappeared.
And when you and Bert both tested, you were both young. 1957.
We were testing for kids' parts. Squishing hits it.
All right, here we go.
And this is Barry Redden, a rookie from Richmond. A little tentative there inside the 20 and is stopped at the 23-yard line.
When the first half ended, Giff, old Mo was with the side of the 49ers. The Rams have got to do something to get it back.
Turned right at the start of the second quarter. The Rams looked like they were going to march up and down the field the entire night. And all of a sudden, the 49ers started dancing around a little bit, getting a little pressure on Ferragamo. We had some drop balls by Willie Miller, who, frankly, we are glad to see back in the football game, which he is, number 82. Preston Denard is in there with Ferragamo. And the tight end, Mike Barber, number 86, adjusts to the right side. First down and 10, 22-yard line. Wendell Tyler. And former UCLA All-American out over the 30-yard line for a gain of about 7. It'll be second down and 3. Stuckey, defensive left end, slipped the block, and along with Ronnie Lott, brought Tyler down.
51 passes thrown in the first half, Frank.
You know what the league record is for passes in the game, Howard? What? 98. So they got a chance to break it right here tonight.
Right here on your own TV. Don't go away. Second down and 3. Mike Gooman. Flag is down, and Gooman is really hammered at the line of scrimmage.
I'll tell you, the flag was down, and the official threw it right at Wendell Tyler, and Wendell Tyler threw it back at him. It's holding. I don't know whether they call Wendell or not. He threw it back.
Well, right at the outset, major mistake, major setback for the Rams when they desperately want to get things started.
Tyler's still jawing at that official. He'll get an additional penalty tacked on for unsportsmanlike conduct if he's not careful.
Look at 65, Lawrence Pillars, former Jet. Not that physically strong, but excellent for 20 plays a game.
Number 26.
He did call Wendell.
Still second down.
Well, Wendell got his laundry anyway.
And he didn't like it at all. And the 49ers put half a new team in for their pass defense.
I'll tell you, they really go into specialized substitution.
They're substituting 6 people, Giff.
It's like a fire drill out there.
It does indeed.
Meanwhile, Ferragamo throwing the ball very well. His receiver's dropping it, comes out, and they go right away with 2 running plays. Interesting.
Second and 12. Ferragamo. Tyler screen, and it's open. Tyler spotted the little gap and gets the first down. Good screen. They set it up beautifully, and the screen has been very effective for the Rams tonight.
It has
been 6.
It has been effective, Giff, and this time he did what you said he should have done. He takes the ball, there's his blockers, he gets behind the blockers this time, uses both of them, and picks up a good gain, enough for a first down.
Big play. I think Bart Starr is going to revolutionize the use of the screen in this league, the way the Pack has used it thus far.
First and 10, the ball over the Rams 40-yard line. They trail by 10 points, 20-10. We're just underway in the third quarter. Drew Hill split to the left. Ferragamo has the time. Big arm. Willie Miller is there. This time he does not drop the ball, beating Ronnie Lott down to the 8-yard line. And Ferragamo again, a lot of poise, Fran. He could have released it early. He did not.
Now he had patience. He threw the ball up. He let Willie Miller run under it. Here it is again. Again, good protection. Now, Giff mentioned the 49ers had some pressure at the end of the first half. Not this time. Miller's got Lott beat again.
Boy, and right on stride.
Right on stride. And Ronnie Lott has been beaten tonight 4 or 5 times. That's unusual.
Well, maybe a step slower than last year. Maybe not.
He's getting old. He's about 22 or 23.
Willie Miller redeeming himself. First and goal. The ball at the 8-yard line for the Rams.
As Bill Walsh said, subconscious letdowns. That's the problem all through the team.
Ferragamo puts both wide receivers to the left. Miller and Denard. Tyler in motion, and Gooman gets the call up the middle. He surges to the 10-yard line for a gain of 3, where it'll be second down and 7, and the yardage gets tough down here.
Yes, it does. And the 49ers are not going to lay down for him.
Inevitably, invariably, you would call a pass on first down in that position. You called your own plays, man.
Well, Ferragamo's called his own plays tonight, and I would think certainly here he would go to the pass. The pass has been good for him. The run has not been so good for him. Rushed for only 27 yards the entire first half. Must throw here.
Second and 7. They're in close. The defenders will be up tight. No one plays it as close as the 49ers. Man open. And picked off with the deflection. Coming down with the ball is Dwight Hicks. It was Eric Wright who batted it away, and Dwight Hicks was there.
You come away with nothing out of this scene set. The frustration is overwhelming.
His open receiver was Wendell Tyler on the right side. He throws back and he throws into a crowd.
There's Eric Wright.
21, Eric Wright makes the tip. Dwight Hicks is there to make the interception. Big play 49ers.
And some wasted play by the Rams, who again come away empty. It'll be 1st and 10 for the 49ers following the touchback at their own 20. Dwight Hicks, second interception of the season.
Now here's another case, Skip. He was rejected by 2 NFL teams, cut by 2 NFL teams before the 49ers picked him up, and he has been a great player for him.
Detroit and Philadelphia both let him go last year. After a year in the Canadian Football League, 9 interceptions in that young backfield of 49ers. Got his second of this season a moment ago. 1st and 10. Jeff Moore. Left side, gets a couple of yards. That'll be 2nd and 8. Jim Collins, middle linebacker, there defensively for Los Angeles.
Vince had a quick hitter open to Tyler on the right side. And who did you see open elsewhere, Frank?
I thought Willie Miller was, but he has a very different angle in which to watch it than we do.
I'd say it's a little easier to see him up here.
Guys breathing down your neck, smoke coming out of their nostrils. From the 23, 2nd down and 8.
Good rush.
Yeah, goes Montana. Jack Youngblood first, I believe.
That's Jack Youngblood's second sack of the night. 33 years old, still a great defensive end. But everybody comes in here. It looked like a screen pass.
Boy, Meisner just threw Randy Cross out
He
of
really
there.
did, didn't he?
Youngblood
Cody Jones was back there.
beat Farnhorst.
Hello, Big Jack.
Something the Rams have not been doing this year, sacking the opposition quarterback. But that was a big one.
13-yard loss. 3rd down, 22. The ball at the 9-yard line.
It's time to run it right here. And punt. It's a shovel pass.
Shovel, Jeff Moore. And he is shoveled at the 16-yard line, and that will be 4th down.
What a hit by that man.
Jim
Second-year man from Syracuse. Collins, Jim Collins.
Now, Howard, you know who invented this shovel pass? It was called by many people the Utah pass. The man was named the Cupper, Lee Grosscup. He was the guy that
He
used
brought it up.
And he does a fine
He showed
job,
them
I
at the
might.
Black Knights of the Plains one day when he came in from Utah and unknown and was elevated to instant renown. And a remarkable day.
Jim Miller punting. Leroy Irvin. Flag is down, and Irvin is down at the 46-yard line of the 49ers. But again, a flag is down. I wanted to finish what I was saying. Cupper is still around. He hasn't gone away. Lee Grosscup doing a fine job on our college football package. I heard him the other day. He's on top of it.
He is good.
Lays it on the line.
And Howard, how about them dogs? Huh?
You love Herschel, don't you?
Oh.
I mean, he's doing it without Buck Ballou and Lindsey Scott.
Discussion at midfield. Dick Jurgensen and his staff trying to clear the players away from the discussion.
That is an interesting call.
Holding against the 49ers.
And
The Rams would have field position at the 46-yard line. And you might, but they have probably the best punt return man in all of football, Leroy Irvin. So if you back up the 49ers, make them kick it again. They can't get into the end zone any other way. We'll let Irvin do it.
Those dogs got a lot of horses, I'll tell you that.
And that's what they're going to do.
they've got a great football team, coached by a great man, Vincent Dooley.
But they got to go against a great coach and
Yes,
a
they
great
do.
man, and Joe Paterno.
No
and
question
Penn
about
State.
it.
Holding and men on the line of scrimmage. Offense, still 4th down.
Well, they did a lot of things wrong.
Well, the Rams have some kind of a chance here now to put some points on the board. At worst, they should come out with great field position, maybe a touchdown on the punt return with Leroy Irvin.
Jim Miller will be kicking from his end zone, and Irvin now has moved up inside of 49 territory, stationing himself at the 47-yard line. End over end. Irvin should have a good shot at it. And Irvin inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. So there was a 8-yard pickup by accepting that penalty on the part of the Rams. We're in the third quarter, 9:33 remaining, and it's 20-10 San Francisco over LA. Back in Anaheim, 1st and 10, the Rams. They trail by 10. They have the ball at the 39-yard line of the 49ers, but they've been there before. They're having trouble getting the points on the board. They're on 3 different occasions moved into scoring territory. Play action by Ferragamo. And Denard is wide open. A good move. Denard got single coverage against Eric Wright, and turned him completely around.
Yep, they had single coverage because they blitzed the linebacker on that side, Keena Turner, so he had him by himself. Ferragamo throws another strike. He can throw this as well as anybody. Good pattern run there by Denard. Eric Wright just couldn't stay with him.
You watch Ferragamo, and he throws so well.
Yeah.
You wonder how they get so frustrated and fall so slack. No pressure on him. There's no pass rush from San Francisco tonight.
1st and 10, 21-yard line of the 49ers. Tyler has Guman in front of him and runs into Bob Horn. Picks up about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Bob Horn, one of the many 6, as a matter of fact, former San Diego Chargers on this 49er team.
I'll tell you, Jeff, it's amazing. Neither team can run at all tonight. They throw and throw and throw and have success. You'd think that would open up the running game, but no deal. No room to run.
I tell you, the Rams ran for 237 yards against the Kansas City defense only a week ago, or less than a week ago on Sunday.
Yep. Frank, what's become of Joe Earl Thomas? Remember the night he gave us against Dallas in this stadium?
Yeah, they're going with Guman. 2nd and 7. Tyler with the screen again. Wendell Tyler works his way to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal to go, just eschewing the blocking in front of him.
Yeah, he did.
Carrying the blocker with him, as a matter of fact.
He decided not to wait for those linemen this time again, Giff, and just took it on his own. It's a screen pass. It's been there the entire night. There's Ronnie Lott up trying to be in position, but Kent Hill kind of screens him out. And
I like the way he runs.
All right, now it's the 5-yard line. Now you would like to be able to take the ball and run it in. But
1st down, goal to go. 8:02, clock moving here in the third quarter. The Rams down by 10. Both teams have recognized this as a must game for them if they're going to qualify for the playoffs. The loser will go to 1-4. Here's Guman to the 1-yard line and inside the 1.
Good-looking play. Kent Hill and Irv Pankey came off the weak side on the left side and made a block. Watch here. You watch 72 Hill. You watch Guman. You watch Smith get his headgear on the headgear. Big hole. Pankey opens it up with a good block. Guman goes down to the 1-yard line.
Pankey out of Penn State. As you look at Malavasi, start biting your nails, Ray. A lot of talk about you in the LA media, the way there is about Burt Jones. You're both getting terrible heat, but Pankey, a huge man from Penn State.
2nd down, goal to go. Tyler, touchdown, Rams. No flags.
Well, we have a ball game, boys.
Wendell Tyler, who shattered all the UCLA running records when he left there 5 years ago. He's carried it into the Rams. The man has had a lot of adversity in his life. In 1980, they thought his career was over when he suffered a dislocated hip. It cost him most of that season. He came back last year with an 1,100-yard season, and he's on stride again. Lansford, Mike Lansford, with Dolan Cromwell holding to try and draw it closer. And Lansford makes good on the conversion. And we do have a football game. The 49ers over the Rams by 3. We'll be back in a few moments. Wendell Tyler takes it in from 1 yard out to bring the Rams to within 3 of the 49ers. It is also Under rules, credited as a first down. So therefore, the Rams have their first rushing first down of the night. Lansford bangs it. Dana McLemore, a rookie from Hawaii. Looking for the gap, which he could not find. Gets out to the 28-yard line before Ron Battle takes him there. Wendell Tyler's had a pretty tough time. He was a roommate of Billy Waddy, who was cut loose just a few days ago, and it's really affected this young man. He's a very sensitive person. And what I think he really has done is come out and just play even better football. Deeply religious young man.
Yeah, for the last series of downs, the Rams got a pass rush on Montana and stopped them from driving.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line for the 49ers. Charles Young. Short of the first down, a pickup of about 8. Out to the 36-yard line. Young's first reception.
I'll tell you, the hitting has heated up down there, fellas. I mean, hit some hits going on down there now. I think that's Charlie Young's first catch of the night, isn't it?
It is, yes. And you're right about the hitting. But right now, the test for Montana, as you look at the passing yardage in this game, the number of passes thrown, simply enormous.
Second down and 2. Ring is in motion. Montana again finds that open man. Only about 6 or 7 yard completion, but it gets the first down. And Jim Youngblood made the stop.
Two totally opposite type quarterbacks in this game. Montana with the short stuff, Montana with great mobility, Ferragamo with long stuff and without mobility. 60th pass thrown tonight. Remember the league record, 98.
43-yard line, first down. Jeff Moore, and he's taken from behind by Cody Jones, who beat the block, beat the pulling guard, and was there.
That was some play by big Cody Jones. The guard pulled in front of him, and he chased it down, and was fast enough to catch the speedy Moore. There he is. Good job, Cody.
Loss of 4. It'll be second down 14. Montana, 17 of 26, 224 yards.
I talked to my team throughout training. Told them I had read and heard so much about the difficulty of repeating. As champion, Bill Wall said, I did my best to prepare them for those difficulties. Every game this year, a struggle for the Niners.
Montana doing what he does so well, getting out of that pocket, away from the pursuit, dumps it off to Jeff Moore. He gets 6 yards, so it will be third down and 8.
I'll tell you, fellas, that number 76, that white jersey and yellow pants, Mr. Cody Jones is playing himself some kind of game tonight. He was the guy putting the heat on Joe that time.
They flip-flopped these guys around. Cody Jones was a defensive end last year. Reggie Doss was in on the inside. They've been trying to fill that gap left by Fred Dreyer's retirement a couple of years ago. They tried all their folks out there. We'll look at it from the end zone. Third down and 8. The ball at the 45-yard line of the 49ers. And overthrowing Dwight Clark, who had attracted double coverage. Nolan Cromwell and Leroy Irvin were right with him.
But he threw a good safe pass. He did not want to underthrow it because 2 guys were chasing Clark. He had to put the ball out in front. He overthrew him just a little bit, but he put it in the right place.
And we've got another shift of Moe.
Yep.
At the moment,
Irvin, the dangerous return man of the Rams, at his own 15-yard line. Jim Miller, who has not been an artistic success tonight.
And whatever he's done, he's kicked it low. That's dangerous to a guy like Irvin.
He's had a 24-yard punt. He's had a 14-yard punt. This time he really bangs one.
Yep.
Trying to get it away from Irvin. I think they've told him just not to kick it to Irvin if he can avoid it.
Well, that's
Flag is down.
That's his best kick of the night by far.
Flag down at the 35-yard line.
Penalty marker on the field.
Nick Jorgensen moving up to get the call.
27-yard punt.
Flag was way downfield. about the 35-yard line of the Rams. Here's our call. Personal foul. And it's against the, indicated against the 49ers. And they'll mark it off from where the ball went out of bounds. Here's the call.
Not bad field position, Giff.
Personal foul, blow to the head, number 90, kicking team, after the ball was out of bounds. First down.
Mike Clark with the late hit on a 37-yard punt by Jim Miller. You tack the penalty on, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams, and they'll have the ball at their own 32-yard line. We have 3:49 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Rams are down by 3. 1st down and 10. The Los Angeles Rams inside their own 32-yard line. 3:49 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We've seen the ball in the air 72 times in this game thus far tonight. I'll tell you who set the record of 98 in the NFL in a moment. Barber in motion and almost in motion, and a flag does go down as Gooman goes down at the 35-yard line.
I think they're going to call him in motion, Giff.
And they'll bring it back.
Giff, they really haven't used Barber as a pass receiver much this year, have they? And especially not tonight.
Well, he has a very sore shoulder, friend.
Yep.
Slight separation, as a matter of fact.
Figured to be the best tight end they've had in a lot of years.
He's a player.
Legal motion, number 86, offense, still first down.
He is a player.
Mike Barber, of course, acquired from Houston a couple of years ago. He had 559 receptions down there. Then Dave Casper came along, and last year he dropped to 13 receptions. Rams were able to pick him up. 1st and 15. 27-yard line. Ferragamo almost slips, recovers, comes back with the screen. This time it's Gooman. And Gooman gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Now, Howard, as you notice, that's a little different type of screen than they've been using. They crisscross the backs, a little slower developing screen, didn't work quite as good.
61 attempts tonight. Correct myself, I think it said 71 a moment ago, but September 28, 1969, it was the Minnesota Vikings against Baltimore. The quarterbacks involved were Joe Kapp, Gary Quazzo, and Robert Lee. Fran was in New York at the time. Baltimore had Unitas and Earl Morrall. Yep, they threw the ball 98 times between them. 2nd and 10. Ferragamo waited, and finally delivered. It was good coverage by Ronnie Lott on Willie Miller.
I don't blame Miller for that one at all. Your remark about the slow developing screen on the previous play. The slow developing screen was defensed brilliantly by the Jets against Green Bay. Kenny Schroy and Jerry Holmes making key tackles, reading the play beautifully. It's the other screen, the not slow developing screen, that Green Bay uses so effectively.
Well, most people now are using the quicker screen. They just have to use it. That's the thing that's working more. The slower development screen is the thing of the past and mostly gone.
You saw a great play a moment ago by Ronnie Lott. That was why he was all pro a year ago. 3rd down and 10. And down goes George Farmer, short of the 1st down, and the Rams will have to punt away, and Carlton Williamson was there defensively for the 49ers.
Tactical error.
Got to throw for 1st down yardage,
Not to throw it down at least 10 yards and get a 1st down.
Misco in.
Freddie Solomon is deep.
Freddie Solomon. Dangerous return man in his own right for the 49ers.
I should say so.
The 18-yard line. He too, like Urban, has returned punts 4 times for touchdowns in his career. Misco with a fine kick. Solomon from the 17-yard line.
Look out.
And Freddie Solomon, nice return out to the 43-yard line, and it was Misco, the punter, that took him out of bounds.
That's what the Niners needed. Field position. Now Montana can go to work.
2:40 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Such a big game for both ball clubs. San Francisco with a 20-17 lead. We'll be back in just a moment. 49ers have fine field position, their own 43-yard line.
Ball's on the 43-yard line.
They're clinging to a 3-point lead over the Rams. Earl Cooper, number 49, in now for the 49ers. He's not seen that much action tonight. And here he is, a good receiver, Earl Cooper, in midfield for a gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3. Jim Youngblood defensively for the Rams, and Cooper is one of the fine backs coming out of the backfield as a receiver.
He is terrific in that regard, and many of you will remember how they got Cooper and how they got Stuckey. A trade with the Jets that enabled the Jets to draft Freeman McNeil as the second player chosen in the draft 2 years back, and they took in return for what they got from the Jets, Stuckey and Cooper. It's worked for both teams.
Bill Ring,
Ring the ball carrier.
close to the first down. I believe he has it. Again, dependent upon where they mark the ball. It's very close. Interesting, isn't it?
Yes, that is an interesting statistic.
I bet it'll change.
Someday.
Well,
With the new rule changes 3 years ago, letting the offensive linemen
with the team
hold as well as block, I guess
well,
you
the
could say.
team that will change that will be San Diego if they can make it to the Super Bowl, because they certainly going to lead the league in passing as long as Fouts and company are there.
Third down, short yardage. 3 tight ends in now for the 49ers. Long time in the huddle. That usually does not dictate a running play. However, one would suspect the 49ers will keep it on the ground. Ring is in motion. And Montana sneaks to the 45, close to it for the first down.
I love that Montana.
I like him too.
Oh.
Montana, the Super Bowl MVP a year ago with a 26-21 win over Cincinnati.
Tell you this, that Cincinnati team looks just tremendous.
They do, don't they?
49ers got a good return by Solomon. A 26-yard. They picked up a first down. They're on the move. Clark is open. Dwight Clark, first down, inside the 30-yard line of the Rams.
I tell you, he doesn't throw more than the 14 to 17-yard range. He picks them apart.
Now watch Clark. It's a double coverage. Perry lets him go by. You'll have the short zone. The safety man has a deep zone, but he never shows up. And that was Nolan Cromwell. He was too deep, giving Clark too much respect, and he had a great big
Three things about Clark are size, speed, and stamina. I'll explain that in a moment.
First down and 10. Jeff Moore. Oh, Jeff Moore breaks a tackle, and he's close to another 49er first down.
And Bill Walsh said that Jeff Moore was better than what he had last year. Remember Howard today?
Right.
And he's proving out that Bill Walsh knows what he's talking about.
He has a pair of touchdown catches. And there is the gun. Announcing the end of the third quarter with the 49ers on the move once again.
Watch that cut there as he runs into Johnny Johnson and over Johnny Johnson. Finally tackled by Andrews.
About a half a yard short of the first down. It'll be second down and a half, and it is the 49ers over the Rams 20-17. Will return for the fourth quarter after this from our local stations. Well, that'll tell you the Rams ought to be working on their defense, I guess, in the fourth quarter. The one that really cost them, they had a 23-0 lead over Green Bay at halftime.
14-0 lead at Atlanta.
And they blew that, losing 35, I believe it was. 35-23, yes it was. Right now, 49ers have a second down and 1. The ball number 22, and Ring held short of the first down. Montana, thus far on the night, 20 of 30, 252 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Kind of an average night for Joe.
The halftime stats. Look at them, and then we'll show the transition to the third quarter.
Rushing yards are impressive. They still are.
Look at that. Big change there. Caught up in passing.
The Rams have more total yards than the 49ers.
Right. That's right.
Third down, less than a yard. Jeff Moore, he did not get it. And the crowd, with sprinkled with a lot of empty seats, loves it.
Well, let's see if they go for it or take the field goal.
They're going to go for it.
They got the best intermediate distance kicker probably in football in Wershing.
He's going to go for it.
They'll be inches short.
But I don't know what he's going to call because he has not much confidence in his running game, and twice from a half yard away he hadn't been able to make it.
Looks a little distressed, doesn't he?
I'm not sure he won the timeout.
Here comes a Wershing. And I'll tell you, they're going to get in time trouble. There's 15 seconds on the 30-second clock.
20-17. A touchdown. If he makes it, a touchdown would.
38-yard attempt. And Wershing drills it right through the uprights.
He did the right thing.
San
Walt
Francisco
Michaels would have been
extends
the
their
most
lead.
second-guess coach in football had he lost last Sunday. He eschewed the field goal. He did the right thing. Field goal can't tie him. We'll be back.
Phone home, phone home. I want to go home.
Oh, E.T.
That might be the real one.
Looks like the real one, I'll tell you.
Here in Los Angeles, anything. 6-point lead now. San Francisco over the Rams. This is Brett taking Wershing's kick. And Barry Red breaks off. A rookie from Richmond. First round draft pick he was. Gets it out. Good field position for Los Angeles out around the 38-yard line.
All right, here comes the rookie from the University of Richmond. He makes some pretty good moves. He makes a man miss. Another little juke step. He makes McCall miss.
Well, that's fine running.
That's very good running. Giff, you know, in watching Bill Walsh go for the field goal instead of the half-yard plunge, it shows that he has really no confidence in his running game at all. And so he went for the field goal, fearful that he couldn't make the half-yard.
First down and 10, 38-yard line for the Rams. Ferragamo has a man open, Denard, and he's tripped up, and you'll get the call.
Well, I'll tell you what, he could get the call on Denard, but Denard was using his left hand to kind of ward Eric Wright away, but let's see.
Eric Wright covering.
Watch Eric Wright. Watch Denard's left arm, Giff. See if he pushes away or not. Well, they're both pushing a little bit, aren't they? Who do they call it on?
They're going to call it on the 49ers. Eric
On
Wright.
the Niners.
Interference, number 21, defense, first down.
Well, as we said, it's a judgment call. It depends on which way you want to do it. I thought they were both pushing.
Yeah, I liked it, Eric Wright. He could have had a lot of things to talk it over with the official. He didn't say a word. He swallowed it. He knows it's not going to change things. Denard again out to the left. Again against Eric Wright. Willie Miller split to the right. First down and 10. The ball at the 43-yard line of the 49ers. Wendell Tyler, and he's tripped up.
But he had nothing going anyway, Giff.
Nowhere to go.
He'll lose a couple.
It is very difficult to sweep a three-man line, four-linebacker defense because the quickness of the linebackers can go and pursue so quickly. And he had nothing.
They'll mark it just outside the 43-yard line. So call it second down and 11. Passing situation. Good opportunity for blitz on the part of the 49ers.
You know, from this shot, you can really watch the coverage. You can watch the pass rush of the defensive lineman. I like this shot.
Two wide receivers split to the left, and Mike Barber split to the right, the tight end. Draw play. Tyler played very nicely by Willie Harper. And tempers are soaring a little bit.
Heating up a little bit.
And
personal. Wow.
He get the call.
That's a big, big break for the Rams.
It sure is.
Let's watch it. Here's Tyler on a draw.
Harper's there first.
There's Willie Harper, 59. Here comes Tyler trying to get around him, but cannot get around him. Good hit there. There's Hacksaw Reynolds coming in.
I think that's who they're calling.
Oh my goodness.
They
He was still
called it on
squirming.
Hacksaw.
He was still squirming. I don't see that. Hacksaw, the man was still up when he made his tackle. Let's watch it. Let's see if he's still up when Hacksaw makes the hit. Here's Harper. He wasn't all the way down.
Well, it certainly wasn't necessary either.
No, I agree with Frank. Don't
Maybe
agree
not
with
be
you,
done, but
Frank.
he wasn't down, and he had a right to tackle him at that particular point. He didn't try to.
Well, he obviously
Harvey.
didn't. It was 1st and 10, Rams, 26-yard line, 49ers. Tyler, good move, line of scrimmage, but he runs into a pair of 49ers. Lawrence Pillars was there. Jack Reynolds, right at the line of scrimmage.
We have seen many cheap shots the last few weeks. One in the Jet game.
Oh, that was terrible.
But Hacksaw Reynolds is not a cheap shot artist. I've never known him to cheap shot
Sorry,
anybody.
I saw two. I saw a cheap shot on Bright of the Giants and a cheap shot on Jefferson of the Pack.
Which was horrible.
2nd down and 9. Just under 12 minutes remaining in the game. 6-point lead, the 49ers over the Rams. Rams on the move.
Safety blitz.
Ferragamo, did he get it in? Stenard.
I think he did.
Yep, and they're saying complete.
All right, we saw Montana do the same thing on the safety blitz earlier. He with the short receiver, and here's a good job by Ferragamo. He got rid of it quick. He had to throw it low, but Denard goes down and scoops it up.
Fine diving catch. That's
Yes, it was.
concentration.
Yes, it is.
Short of
Good
the
play,
first
Preston.
down by a yard. It'll be 3rd and 1. Ron Battle, the other tight end, joins Mike Barber. Offensively for the Rams. Short yardage offense. Rams down by 6. Need the first down. Give it to the man who
Nope,
got it,
did
Tyler,
not
but
get
he
it.
is up in
Nope.
as he tries to go over the top.
Which
All
is
right.
why Walsh didn't go for it.
Well,
in his
oh,
case.
here we go. That was 3rd down, Howard. Now
I
it's 4th
understand.
down.
Let's see. Now Malavese's in a different spot. Let's see what he does.
4th down,
Well,
the crowd obviously
he's
wants him
gonna
to go, and
Gotta go.
Malavasi says, all right, let's go.
He's got a big, strong offensive line.
Now he's doing the right thing.
Ray, Howard said you're doing the right thing. You're all right. Now timeout. You better call timeout.
Don't get excited, Ray.
He doesn't. He's got enough time.
3 tight ends in there, and Ron Yeri has come in there. Now it's
All
Bill
right, here we
Payne
go.
who's joined them. First down,
He's got it.
Rams
He's
at
got
the
it.
15-yard line
He's
as
got
Mike
it.
Gooman goes over the top. You got it, Ray.
Nothing to be concerned about, Ray.
Out comes a short yardage offense. They did their job. They got the first down at the 15-yard line.
All right, here we go.
Fired up crowd. They sold all the tickets. But as we look around, there
There are some no-shows.
Yeah, but you know, it's not a bad crowd.
I remember this game used to draw 100,000 in the Coliseum. First and 10. Tyler with Gooman in front.
Oh, good run. Good running. Good running.
Wendell Tyler just running right by his lead blocker, Gooman, into the end zone. This man is a runner. He's a competitor. And we are conversion away from our Ram lead.
You did it, Wendell. That was a great run, my friend.
3 Rams, 3 49ers missed him. Willie Harper started it off. Put right there.
Gooman really missed his block. Harper missed his tackle. He breaks another tackle, and then he makes a cut, and it's end zone bound. Big
So
extra
now
point here.
it'll be Walsh who is playing catch-up. Lansford for the conversion. High snap. Nolan Cromwell got it down crisply. And the Rams are leading 24-23. Good game. We hope you're enjoying. And also important for both the members of these clubs. We'll be back in a moment. 9:56 remaining in the game. Wendell Tyler, scintillating run. Puts the Rams ahead. Mike Lansford to kick off. Dana McLemore is deep along with Bill Ring now, number 30.
Well, Giff Howard was right. A field goal wouldn't tie him, but a touchdown put him ahead.
McLemore.
Watch out.
McLemore in a foot race, which he loses, but not until he gets to the 47-yard line, as Leroy Irvin, the safety man for the Rams, was there. And the 49ers come roaring right back with super field position.
What a way to strike back.
The Rams have been slow covering all night. Although they had a man down, he just missed the tackle. McLemore makes a cut, and it's off to the races. And Leroy Irvin was the safety man. You leave your fastest, most sure tackler back there, and that was Irvin.
Safety from Hawaii gives the 49ers field position at their own 47-yard line. Montana, Dwight Clark upended, but not until he comes close to another 49er first down.
He took an awfully hard hit. Awfully hard hit.
Jim Collins, the middle linebacker, just zeroed in on Dwight Clark. And he's slow getting up.
It's a slant in play. Dwight Clark, though, will catch the ball even though he gets hammered. Watch here. Rod Perry hits him underneath. Jim Collins finishes him off, and he's hurt.
Earlier I said size, speed, and stamina, the three trademarks of Dwight Clark. 5 straight times he ran the 40 in 4.6. Don't forget, this Saturday, Arkansas against Texas. Lou Holtz against Virgil Akers. And those Hogs got a lot of horses.
That Southwest Conference has been a tough league this year, hasn't it? They are something.
Saturday, right here on ABC. And Dwight Clark is up, working his way to the bench under his own power.
I'm glad to see that. I hope the young man as well. He is a great football player.
We'll see him again.
You run the 40, Frank, 5 straight times. You know from your own experience.
Not many people can run it 5 straight
That's
times.
right. Third time around, you're down to 4.8er if you're a 4.6 man, but not quite Clark.
2nd and 1. Montana again. Finds the man. It's Solomon. Solomon has the first down at the 34-yard line, and no one does that better than Montana. He makes that little roll. He is so cool, and people all around him. Against the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game, that big play to Clark. He was forced out of the pocket, running to his right.
And Giff on 2nd and 1, he didn't go for the run. He decided to go and pass. Here he is, short drop, good protection, moves around, sees an open man. There he is, Brady Solomon.
Pinpoint.
First down, 34-yard line of the Rams, 8:45, and the clock is moving remaining. 49ers trail by 1 point. Montana to Jeff Moore, and Jeff Moore bouncing off of Rams, short of the first down by a yard at the 25-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Jeff Moore's made a believer out of me and millions of other people around the country tonight, I'm sure. Not only does he run well, he catches it and then runs well. Here's Jeff Moore. He's open. Makes a nice catch. And there's old Johnny Johnson, Nolan Cromwell, 2 of the finest safeties in football. Hello, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. But Montana is such a brilliant competitor. He's at his best in situations like this.
You got a 2nd and 1, Fran. Time to go to the end zone for one.
Probably so, because he can't run for 2nd and 1. He's got to throw for it if he makes it, so he wouldn't be bad.
Solomon split left. Handoff is Ring, and he will not get the first down.
Poor Joe. It's got to be frustrating for both Walsh and Joe Montana. They cannot run for a yard.
That's why Waltz took the field goal.
Look at Bill here. He's saying, my goodness, what have I got to do to get a yard?
If anything, Ring lost maybe a foot.
Yep, I think he's going to have to throw for it. He did lose. 3rd down and 1. Keep in mind, Wershing, we've talked about it all night. Very accurate. Here comes Big Russ.
Russ Francis brings this play in.
And they better hurry up. The clock's down to 10 seconds.
They hustle it up.
You better hurry.
Montana looking right at that clock. Gets it off.
He's throwing for it. He's got it.
Ring. And Ring steps out of bounds, but not until he gets the first down at the 17-yard line.
I tell you, he's a gutsy little player, too. Bill Ring.
Mel amazing.
One happy fella.
Gary Trudeau could use him in the Doonesbury column. Clark, we understand, with a bruised hip, and he is back in the lineup.
Well, 17-yard. I don't think Bill Walsh is even going to mess around with the run at this point. He just cannot run at all. He's got to throw it. He'd like to run some.
Good football game.
Yes,
Lots
sir.
of action. Bill Ring, right side. And a good cutback inside the 15 to collect about 4 yards.
We're down and approaching 7 minutes of playing time left.
Ball marked at the 14-yard line.
And the way this game is going, Giff, I'm sure Walsh does not want to settle for a field goal. He'd like to get the touchdown. Howard may want to go for the field goal, but Bill Walsh may want to score a touchdown.
2nd down, 7. Jeff Moore brings the play from Bill Walsh into the huddle.
Knock it off, Fran. The man made the right decision earlier on.
Solomon in motion. Montana out to Ring. Good look by Montana. Look at Billy Ring.
Oh.
Inside the 5.
You gotta love Bill Ring. You just got to.
1st down, goal to go. But
got-
Montana looked upfield, Fran. Everyone covered, knew exactly where Ring was going to be and fired it out there.
You watch here. He's looking for a pattern down the field. Nothing's showing. He's getting a little pressure. He gets it out to Bill Ring, and then watch this man. You don't even need to tell about it. Look at this.
2 men. That's also not very good tackling.
Rod Perry there first for the Rams.
Good running.
One of his teammates knocked him right off Bill Ring.
All
1st
right.
down, goal to go. 2 tight ends, Francis and Charles Young. Jeff Moore to the 3-yard line. 3rd will be 2nd down, goal to go.
Same time, San Francisco using the clock.
Now this is the down. Walsh has got a big decision to make. If he runs and gets stuffed right there at the line of scrimmage, it makes 3rd down difficult because he's got to throw the ball.
But he also knows the 3-pointer will give him back the lead.
Yeah, it will, but he also knows that Ferragamo's hot and been moving the team, and that's not a safe lead.
I wonder if he really knows any of that.
I think he might throw it here. I think I'm wrong.
Jeff Moore
I think.
to the 1-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and goal to go.
Well, if they don't make it on this play, would you kick the field goal, Fran?
Depends on where they end up. No, if I'm inside that 1-yard line on 4th down, I wouldn't. Not in this type of game.
Ramson, another tight end, comes into the ball game with the play. Big man, 235-pounder, good blocker.
Now, Walsh's decision here is, do I run or throw here in this situation? He's got the best short passing game in the world. He's had trouble running, but let's see what he does.
Jeff Moore.
He's got it.
Touchdown, 49ers, and they've taken the lead once again. And the Rams will need more than a field goal to get it back.
His number is 25. His name is Jeff Moore, and he's making his mark tonight.
He has indeed. His 3rd touchdown of the night, 2 on receptions. He's run very well. He's been an excellent clutch receiver.
Jackson State.
12th round draft pick. Seattle in '79.
Big extra point here.
7 receptions on the night for Jeff Moore. Flag is down as Wershing puts it through the uprights, but the flag is down.
Key to the whole drive, Frank McLemore's kickoff return.
Yep.
The key to the whole thing. They fought back with
Offside, number 20, defense. The point is good. The penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
So the 49ers will be kicking from their own 30-yard line. There's Jeff Moore. He has put on himself quite a show tonight. We have 4:40 remaining in the game, and don't go away. 49ers have the lead once again by 6 points. Set to kick off. They'll kick from their 40-yard line. Penalty offsides assessed against the Rams on the kickoff. Wershing, high kick. And this is Mike Gooman. And Gooman out to about the 23-yard line. Ramson there defensively for the 49ers. A reminder, later tonight, Nightline will have the latest report on the condition of the 61-year-old dentist, Barney Clark, who today made medical history by becoming the first recipient of a permanent artificial heart. That's later on Nightline. Check your local listings after your local news at 11:30 out here on the West Coast. 23-yard line. Rams have 4:31 on the clock, plenty of time. They have their 3 timeouts.
The thing they got going for them, they know that they can score a touchdown, take an extra point. It's their ball games in their hands to win or lose.
Ferragamo, all the time in the world, and he throws behind Preston Denard. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, this is a good chance, Fran, to compare Ferragamo under pressure to Montana. Montana responded brilliantly, as we saw.
Stick right now and pause 5 seconds and allow our stations along the line to identify themselves. Seesaw battle all night long with the 49ers having retaken the lead a few moments ago, 30-24. 2nd down and 10. Fred Dean was close. This will be overthrown. Well, and Denard looking for an interference call down there as he was double covered by Eric Wright and Dwight Hicks.
Well, the difference in the two schemes, you're throwing 40-yard passes. They're low percentage passes. Montana's sticking with the 5, 10, 15-yard passes, high percentage passes. You don't give yourself much of a chance to come back and make plays if you're throwing low percentage passes.
The key is patience.
We are 8 yards short. 8 yards short of a 600-yard passing game combined between the 2 quarterbacks. Montana 25 of 35, 297. Ferragamo 20 of 39, 295.
And he needs desperately a 10-yard pass here. Possession pass is what he's got to have to keep the drive going.
3rd down 10.
No.
Going for the bunch. And George Farmer, that would not have mattered had he caught it because he had gone out of bounds and came back inbounds.
Well, Ferragamo's played a brilliant game tonight, but these last 2 pass plays are ill-conceived.
Ill-advised.
I mean, here you are needing 10 yards, a must first down for 10 yards, and they're throwing the ball 30 or 40 yards down the field. Just not percentage football.
He stepped out
of bounds. See that? Came back in.
It would not have mattered had he even caught it.
Nope.
Solomon now has dropped for the 49ers and Nisco to punt. 4:11 remaining in the game. Nisco, low driving punt. Takes a bit of a ram bounce, but the 49ers will have fairly secure field position at their own 33-yard line, and they will begin to work on the clock, which shows 4 minutes
You know
remaining
what's
in the
sad
game.
about what Vince did? There's still 4 minutes left to play. All the time in the world, little patience, short passes, could have done it. We'll be right back.
Anaheim Stadium, 58,000 showed up tonight out of a 69,000 capacity, 900 no-shows.
And here's where, if you're the 49ers, would like to be able to control the ball with the run. I don't know whether they can or not.
From their own 34-yard line. 1st down and 10. Jeff Moore. And Jeff Moore piles up yardage out to the 40-yard line. Give him 7.
Impressive first down play.
3 timeouts for each club remains. 3:40 and the clock ticking away. And you can better believe that Joe Montana, looking into the end zone at the 30-second clock, will use all he can use. 2nd down and 3.
Let's watch him. He should. He didn't.
Bell ring, and he'll have the first down out over the 45-yard line.
It's a very fine point, Frank, but you made a good point. He left 11 seconds on that 30-second clock at that time. You really don't want to do that. You want to get it down to 2 and 3 seconds every time.
And he got that first down, and now soon the Rams are going to have to start stopping it with their own timeouts.
And as long as they can run, they're going to run.
Now there is 10 seconds ticking away on the 30-second clock. 1st and 10, 45-yard line of the 49ers. Montana gets it off with 5 seconds left. This is Jeff Moore. A couple of yards as the Rams firm up over in the left side. It'll be second down and 8.
Who do you give the game ball to, Montana?
Absolutely.
And finally, the Rams use a timeout before they get the 2-minute warning, because 49ers could have run that clock right down at the 2-minute warning, and Malavasi well aware of that.
Montana played tonight as well as a quarterback can play.
Georgia and Ray, of course, referring to Georgia Frontiere.
All right, gang, Monday night, Detroit. Jets against the Lions. Lions at 2-2, the Jets at 3-1. Lions, who through their own turnovers lost to the Giants, who were not an 0-3 team to begin with. This league's such total parity now.
They're going to get Danielson or Hipple.
They say
Wait,
Gary
Giving
Danielson.
Daniels.
They've moved to Gary Danielson now.
Well, as long as they don't have to look at Lawrence Taylor again.
Yeah. Well, Gary Danielson can play. Hipple had a good year last year, struggling early in the year, but they're very fortunate in Detroit because Danielson has proven in the past that he can play
And it's
very
worth
well.
looking in just to watch a young running back named Billy Sims.
Absolutely.
Lions are, as you said earlier, tough to beat in the Silverdome.
They're tough in the Silverdome, and they're doubly tough on Monday night in the Silverdome.
Well, I think the Jets will show up.
I would think.
I would think so.
Walt Michaels and Joey Walton have that offense in full gear.
Walt Michaels doing an excellent job there in New York.
Second down and 8. Montana gets it out to Jeff Moore. Jeff Moore looking for that first down marker. He does not get it, however. It'll be a long 2 as he goes down in the arms of Pat Thomas. Back, we'll call it third down and 3. And the Rams will use another timeout before the 2-minute warning. They stopped the clock at 2:10, and Montana has gone over the 300 mark for the 4th consecutive game. That ties a mark set by Dan Fouts.
All right, the Rams are down to 1 timeout gift, 2:10 left, so they'll stop the clock against the 2-minute warning. So if they can stop them here, they got a chance to get the ball back.
This could
with
be
a
their
timeout.
ball game in their season, this
Yes.
next play.
You're right about that.
The loser of this game drops to 1-4. And in the National Conference, where 8 teams will qualify for the playoffs, Washington 4-0, Dallas, Green Bay, New Orleans, all 3-1. Atlanta, Detroit, Minnesota, and St. Louis are 2-2.
Giff, look at Walt.
After tonight, only 4 more games to be played.
Giff, look at Walsh's decision here. 10 seconds left before the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 3. Got a great short passing game. I wouldn't be worried about stopping the clock. I would go to the short pass. It's been successful for
They
him all night.
consider the 49ers short pass very safe. The safe is running the football. And they do it so well. They backs underneath. Little short slants by their outside receivers.
Rams down to 1 timeout. You can bust them now very quickly. Make this first down, as Fran suggested, with the quick short hitter.
3rd and 3, 48-yard line of the Rams. 49ers leading 30-24. Flag is down, could be holding.
But it's incomplete, and they would probably decline the penalty.
That would bring up 4th down and force the kick by the 49ers. Holding against the 49ers.
Give the Rams defensive front some credit because they came with a lot of heat on Joey Montana.
I believe they've elected to decline the penalty. They want the punt.
Holding.
Want the ball back.
Number 68. Offense. Decline.
It's the proper
4th
call.
down.
John Ayers, left guard. Penalty decline is 4th down. We'll see the punter, Jim Miller.
They called it on John Ayers, number 60 on the left side, and he does. He's got
Strangling.
a hook. He's got a hook around the neck
Cody
of
Jones.
He's got him.
Is there a penalty for strangling? Leroy Irvin.
All right, do you set up a return or do you try to block it?
I'll tell you, you don't kick it to him, and I don't think Jim Miller will.
He hadn't kicked it, so I'd try to block it if he's going to kick it out of bounds, which he set up to try to do. Let's see if they do try to block it. That's the call. They're up there. They're
Got all the
coming.
people there. 10 of them at the line of scrimmage. They're going for it. They won't get it. And Jim Miller hammers a beauty. Oh,
Good kick.
What a
good
time
kick.
for that.
Jim Miller, who's had trouble all night. principally because he's been trying to keep the ball away from Leroy Irvin, and he puts it out of bounds at the 10-yard line. 38-yard effort, but oh so accurate. And we get the 2-minute warning. And the Rams are 90 yards away from a possible score. The Rams at their own 10-yard line, 1:57 remaining in the game. They have one timeout, and they trail the 49ers 30-24. A win by the 49ers tonight would be the third consecutive victory for the San Francisco club. Prior to their first win a year ago, the Rams had run off a string of 9 straight victories over the 49ers. Ferragamo at the goal line. And sacked back there at the goal line. Getting in there was Fred Dean.
First time we've heard from him tonight, really, and Fred Dean made a big sack.
Almost a safety, which would have put the kibosh on any final dreams of the Rams. And by the way, Frank, remember that last year the Niners got off slowly too. They were 1-2. Then they began to move.
Second down. Willie Miller, and a good defensive play by Ronnie Lott. He timed it out perfectly, meeting Miller just as the ball met Miller.
Watch this hit by Ronnie Lott. Got beat early tonight. He made a couple of real good plays. Watch this play.
Lott hits like a linebacker.
Ball is there. Lott is up in his head.
Third down. Rams have the ball inside their 2. Third down, 18.
And the 49er defensive front is putting on some heat on Ferragamo. Doesn't have a lot of vision.
Oh. And almost picked off. Intended for Denard coming across the middle. And Dwight Hicks playing center field was there. It's fourth down. What do you do now?
That should do it. They've got to go for it.
Remaining in the game.
I don't know what they do.
I think they ought to kick a field goal, Jeff.
Just turn around. It'd be easier.
Well, they got to go for it, and I'll tell you, the offensive line's got to give Ferragamo a little more time.
Fourth down.
And if the Niners get the ball, they'll go for a touchdown to get the points, because in the order of priorities in the event of ties out of the 8 playoff berths,
That's exactly right.
That's a fact.
total points can become a factor.
Points are a factor. They would have to definitely go for the touch. Here we go.
There are going to be some ties. Ferragamo, his receiver knocked off.
Bad play by... Oh,
It was taken by Dwight Hicks.
bad play by Hicks. Terrible play.
The 49ers would have had the ball inside the 2-yard line had not Hicks intercepted it.
And
Hacksaw hugged him because he hasn't thought it through.
And as Howard said, points make a difference. The 49ers have got to try to score.
They weigh heavily in a very complicated tie-breaking system to determine the 8 finalists from each conference. Bill Walsh himself told us at a meeting that he thought they would come into effect. As a matter of fact, there'd be so many ties. Here's Denard being tripped up a little bit by Hicks.
Yep,
and
by
Hicks,
Eric Wright.
This is
rather
really
Eric Wright, and Hicks comes up with the ball.
Well, now, but you know where Bill Walsh is now in that position of the field, he really cannot try to score, I don't think, because he's got to win the game first. And they start throwing the ball around now from that position of the field.
I'll tell you what he did against the St. Louis Cardinals, and he was criticized. He ran in a very similar situation with the lead against the Cardinals. He ran one running play, came back, and off play action, tried to throw the bomb. And people unknowingly criticized him at the time, but Bill Walsh was aware that the touchdown score, points rather, is a determining factor in any tiebreaker that might develop at the end of the 9-game season. Montana goes down. Now, this is what he did against St. Louis.
only one timeout left for the Rams. All right, Dwight.
I wonder if anyone's told him yet.
I don't think he has a clue.
Rams expire their final timeout.
All right, gentlemen, if you'll please listen up. This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited.
And this ABC Sports exclusive has been brought to you by Michelob Light, an exceptional light beer with a rich, smooth taste by the Buick Motor Division and your Buick dealer who proudly announced the 1983 Buicks. considering the impressive choice in automobiles they offer you, would you really rather have a Buick? And seconds ticking away, and the Rams won't be able to stop it as Montana drops to one knee.
But you know what? I don't think he can run the clock out, though. This is third down coming up, minute and 5 left.
Another situation that's developed. Ferragamo threw the ball very well tonight, had many passes dropped, so the Rams will be back in one of those who's it going to be, Burt Jones or Vince Ferragamo. They never get out of that out here, Rev. Seems to me, Fran.
No, and as long as they have both of them here, it'll continue. Week in, week out, and it's hard to win that way.
On third down, and the 49ers apparently are not going to try and tack up some more points as Montana drops to one knee again.
And that's going to...
We should be able to expire the remaining seconds on the clock with the next play. We'd like to also thank our stats and research man, Peter Rucco, our spotter, Steve Bolzica. They've been a busy night with all the balls in the air and the records on the line. Steve Hurd, of course, providing you all sorts of things to read on your TV set at home. That's the ball game, and the Rams are going to fall to 1-4. The 49ers get their second victory of the season. 49ers, they become 2-3, and definitely back in the hunt to become one of those 8 National Conference teams to move into the playoff. We'll be back in Anaheim in just a moment.